Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, guys, we're joining you from, excuse me, the gymnasium where people are being staged, given food, water, a place to go to the bathroom, anything they might need while they wait for Amtrak to come and address them and tell them where they go from here. You can see all these people behind me, a lot of volunteers here. One woman I talked with lives in this community and saw this happen and just rushed here to volunteer. So it's been a great effort. Let's bring in now Diane Kuchar, who was on the train. So glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Okay, well, we were in the dining car, and then we hear a loud noise, and we thought the train was just going to wobble a bit and keep going. But then it stopped and turned on its side. The people on our left-hand side flew across and hit us, and then we were standing on the windows on the right-hand side of the car. Two gentlemen in the front came up, stacked a bunch of things, and popped out the window and literally pulled us out by our hands so that we were all sitting on top of the train. And then two more gentlemen came and helped us. You had to stop and get down off the wheels and onto the tracks.
All praises to the Most High. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here, brethren. Now, excuse me. Now, beloved, for those of you who don't know, I believe most of you already know what's going on with the ley line and Amtrak, or Amtrak. And we are well familiar with Bright Line, and we do tell those people the energy that flew through the earth to the sky and us, it's all being changed. Now, the people want to show you that this thing that happened here, it's just a regular accident, and it is like it's no big deal because it happened all the time. Now, we have multiple videos tabs open, and we are going to go through the videos, and we're going to see exactly what's going on around the world. Is there something going on that the Gentiles are not telling? Should you be worried? Should you panic? Because what's happening here is no joke. Now, we're going to go in the beginning of the video. Of course, we're going to see right here this dude with this blue shirt. You got, channel 4 quarter of the earth, 4 element, the 4 angel, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, 12, the 12 tribe. We know these things are speaking to us and all that thing. So let's just keep on moving and then see why is it that those things are happening. Why is it that there are a certain group of people that are catching hell and they can't travel well, they can't enjoy the blessing anymore, they cannot, their freedom is literally being taken away. Let us keep on watching.
What was that like to go through?
Well, it was pretty scary, but we all felt pretty blessed that we were okay and we could still move. There was a couple of, there was an employee that she was bleeding pretty good, and then there was another woman that had a cut on her head. But all in all, we were still walking and talking and moving along.
And how long were you sitting on the scene or maybe on top of the train until help arrived?
Not too long. I mean, the ambulances came within minutes, and then it wasn't too much longer that, we had to walk down to the road that they had school buses, and they brought us to an area school, and tons of volunteers and anything that you can imagine they had for us.
And you were on your way back from a pretty special trip when all of this happened, right?
That's right. We were on our 40th anniversary trip. We went to the Grand Canyon.
They were in their 40th, if I'm not mistaken. That's what she said. Okay, 40th, or is 48th or 40th? I believe it's 40. You know, she went to the Grand Canyon and all that.
We're on our way home to New Hampshire.
Never thought something like this would happen.
No, never at all.
So of course you got the number 40, the number 12, the 12 tribe fasting. Those are the fasting for 40 days. This is an exact result of what we've been doing. This is an exact result of the amount of prayers and fasting that people have been doing. Okay, so let us take another video that talk about the same thing, and then we will tell you why those things are happening.
The Amtrak train was on its way from Los Angeles to Chicago when it struck a dump truck and then rolled over. 3 people were killed, and we're getting a look now at the aftermath from people who survived this derailment. It happened right around 11:40 in the morning Arizona time in Minden, Missouri. That is about 84 miles northeast of Kansas City, and video from inside the train shows what happened after it jumped the tracks. It is laying on its side, and photos of the wreckage show an axle from what appears to be the dump truck. 8 train cars and 2 locomotives were also damaged. The train, called the Southwest Chief, was carrying 243 passengers and 12 crew members. According to the company, the Southwest Chief takes 2 days to get from LA to Chicago.
Let's hear it again.
Takes 2 days to get from LA to Chicago. Passengers and 12 crew members.
Okay, 12 crew members. So of course, the number 12 keeps showing, you know, the 4-4 and a fellow shirt, you know, 12 and 12 crew members, you know, the 12 tribe. It's all over. All those things are happening because of, it's on our behalf, okay? It's happening because of us.
According to the company, the Southwest Chief takes 2 days to get from LA to Chicago. And because of the rural location of where this derailment happened, it took some time for crews to get to the scene. At least 8 helicopters were seen flying patients away from the wreckage and to nearby hospitals. And just moments ago, officials provided an update on the injured.
The train had approximately 8 cars, including a baggage car. 7 cars have derailed. There are multiple
Okay, 7 cars have derailed.
injuries, and we can confirm there are 3 fatalities. 2 on the train and 1 in the dump truck. Personnel are currently working to secure the scene. The train had approximately 207 passengers, as well as crew members. All injured and uninjured occupants of the train have been transported from the scene.
And again, 3 people so far confirmed dead. 2 of them were on the train. 1 of the other victims was in the dump truck.
So, you know the irony of this? A lot of people choose to travel by train because somewhat it is the safest way to travel, I guess. They are afraid of flying. They are afraid of driving. So they took the train. And you would have thought you taking the train would be, you know, smooth sailing, so to speak. You just like chill here and then take that ride home for 2 days. Not that much stuff. I don't know why it take 2 days to do this on a train. Like why? Should have taken at least, like, if it's a non-stop thing, I believe they make multiple stop, but 2 days you just chill on this train, you just, you know, sleep and then get your stuff and read and stuff like that, and you thought you would have made it home well, and those 2 people, they die. And this is just to show you how there's truly a judgment going on. And the Gentiles, they are not saying anything. In fact, they are hiding everything. And a lot of people think this is like the first time these things like that happen. It's been happening for a while now, you know. It's been happening for a while. 3 of them are no more. And you know, a lot of people are dying around. A lot of people are dying around the world, and they are not telling people, you know, stuff. Okay, because we've been seeing these things. Practically every videos that we make, we've seen this. Okay. So This is over there.
People are dead
in
tonight
Jordan.
after a massive explosion and toxic gas leak
watch
at a
this.
Jordanian port. According to the Jordanian government, a crane was loading chlorine tanks onto a ship when one of them was dropped as a result of a crane malfunction. Video independently verified by NBC News shows the moment a cloud of yellow gas spread to cover the dock, sending workers running for their lives.
If it was a small amount of chlorine, the irritation will subside. However,
Again, you see the number 12 keep showing up, okay? That's like the third time. And we know, it's the house of Israel, of course, our people. And then, the angel that is over the house is Michael, the great prince, according to Daniel 12:1. Okay, toxic gas explosion kills at least 12, injures over 260. Of course, 2 plus 6 plus 0 equals 8, and no beginning, the 12 tribes, the port of Jordan, coursing the Jordan River, and all those good stuff.
if they are exposed to a significant amount of chlorine gas, they may develop a number of symptoms, including something resembling asthma, for example, and pulmonary fibrosis in the long term.
More than 260 people were injured, according to the government release. A state-funded outlet, Al Mamlaka TV, reporting 199 people were being treated in hospitals. Aqaba is on the northern tip of the Red Sea, next to the Israeli city of Eilat, which is just across the border. The nearest residences are 15 miles away, but a local health official urged people to stay inside and close their windows and doors.
15 miles is a sufficient far enough distance, so the people should not develop severe injury. But my recommendation will be to be inside, to remain inside until the all clear has been issued by the health authorities.
The country's media minister says the situation is, quote, under control. The prime minister saying he assembled a team to find out exactly what happened. Photos from Jordan Public Security show laboratory teams on site to collect evidence. The prime minister adding, quote, I salute all the working cadres from the specialized agencies for the speedy response to the Aqaba incident, which reduced the severity of the injuries we witnessed. Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
Okay, so
thanks for watching our YouTube.
So now you see how those random accidents are killing a lot of people, and those are key numbers. Okay, let us keep on moving to the next.
8 seating boxes collapsed with approximately 100 people each, according to the mayor. Okay. Leaving at least 4.
So this is over there in Colombia. Okay, at least 4 dead, hundreds injured after Colombian bullfighting arena collapse.
It was supposed to be one of the big events during the annual festivities in El Espinal, Colombia. Thousands crammed into makeshift wooden stands to witness the town's bullfighting event, when all of a sudden, the stands began to tilt. A drone capturing the horrifying images as the stands packed with thousands, including children, fell to the ground.
So, again, it seems like a lot of people don't get it. The time for you 83s to go out there and chill and enjoy your bullfighting things and go around and do stuff. This time, it is done. It is done. There is nothing you can do for that. There's nothing you can do that will remedy that or that'll bring that back. It is done. It is over. And it's amazing how those people just pretend everything is doing all right. There's no CV going on and stuff, and then they go around and then they just do things like like if everything is fine. There's no war going on. There's nothing going on until the media tell them, hey, you guys need to panic and stuff. They'll do this, but they don't understand that their blessing is over and they're still running up on it.
They packed more people than the stands could handle, said this survivor. Seconds after the collapse, a confused bull was charging people on the ground while others ran to help. 8 seating boxes collapsed with approximately 100 people each, according to the mayor, leaving at least 4 dead. Ambulances running nonstop as hundreds were taken to local hospitals, overwhelmed by the numbers. Okay. Among the dead, a 51-year-old woman dying at the moment of the fall, and a 14-month-old baby who did not survive after being rushed to the hospital, where two more adults died of their injuries.
Why would they bring a 14-month-old baby to something like that, man? That doesn't make any sense. This baby not even 2 years old, like barely a year and a half, and you guys brought it to a bullfighting thing.
This man who survived described what it was like falling in the stands. It was like a set of dominoes that began unraveling until all those boxes came to the ground, he described. The structure was built with oak trees and other wood, as you can see.
Oak trees,
said this emergency worker, who also described the fall as a domino collapse. We did everything under legal parameters, and all necessary tests had been done by local officials, said the mayor when questioned about the structure.
That's a lie, man. You people should have known that putting thousands of people in a makeshift things like that and made out of with wood and oh man, yo, listen, man, you people should have known this. Like, yo, you made a structure, all right, made out of wood, and there's a bull over there charging people, and you never thought, like, wait, what if but this freaking bull is strong, man. What if this bull went ahead and hit the stand? Won't it collapse? Or what if we have too much people? Would it collapse? No. You guys should have done this thing in your stadium, in your football stadium, or aka soccer, like you call it over there. But nah, man, come on. You should have known this, man.
Which he informed was built and managed by a private company. Colombia's President Iván Duque shared a message for the victims and informed he will be requesting a full investigation into the incident.
A full investigation.
All right, Guadalupe joins us now. Guad, so hard to look at that video.
Look, listen, man. I despise when those people say, we will investigate. You will investigate it what? Like, yo, you people should have known you packed thousands of people. Okay, understand. All right? And then you expecting everything to go well as if that thing was concrete. Get out of here, man. Is that thing recording? Is it? All right, yes, it is. Get out of here, man. Let's keep on moving, man.
We're following breaking news out of South Africa, where authorities there found 21 people dead inside a tavern. The gruesome discovery happened in South Africa's Eastern Cape province. Authorities say the circumstances surrounding the deaths still under investigation. There are unconfirmed reports that the people inside may have been exposed to a toxin or poison, and that may have resulted in a stampede.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Now, again, the number 12, the number 21, all of those speak to us. I'm not making this up, brothers, okay? 21, 12 people die at that Jordanian toxic gas. In the beginning, let's see, 3 people got hurt. Well, 2 people no more. Number 12, destruction, and 21. Let the nation know what's going on here, man. 21 found dead in an African tavern and stuff like that. So, again, people will take this stuff that happened over there in Africa, in South Africa, okay, and then our people, they will bring the energy low by, hey man, 21 of them dead over there and stuff. When you going to the news, you will find that so many of the Gentiles are dying. For instance, 21 is a little number comparing to the thousands that are being dying and explode in Ukraine right now. You know, so, and people won't talk about this, but anyway, man, let's keep on moving.
The strike was condemned.
Okay. So now, again, for instance, all right, let's read this over there. Russia's missile attack on the central Ukraine's shopping mall kills at least 16, of course, 1 plus 6. Latest news. All right, let's watch this.
In other global news, Ukraine has been bombed yet again. A Russian missile strike on a crowded mall in central Ukraine has killed at least 16 people, while Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called, and I quote, one of the most brazen terrorist attacks in European history. The group of 7 leaders branded it as a war crime. The leaders vowed that Russian President Vladimir Putin and those responsible would be held to account for the strike that just took place. Russian long-range bombers fired a missile that struck a crowded shopping mall in central city of Kremenchuk. The strike was carried out during the shopping mall's busiest hours when 2 Russian missiles slammed into the mall. More than 1,000 people were inside when the incident took place.
Now,
and drone images show.
Okay, now, a lot of people don't understand this. You are in a country, there is a war going on, and of course, you know, the Gentiles, no matter what, they have to enjoy it, they have to party, they have to go out in the mall and have a good time, and then, you know, gang, man, party, what's up with you? Look, listen, this, it's amazing that you folks don't understand that your blessing is over. It is done. It's time for judgment. This is not the time for you to go around and party and be at the mall and be all happy. Again, I'm not telling anyone don't go to the mall and stuff. I'm talking about those people over there in Ukraine. There is a war going on over there. And I believe a day or two ago, they attacked Kiev, the capital city, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they bombed it. You see, the Russian wear you out. Okay, they sent their most inexperienced, their most weak soldiers, and those guys did a hell of a lot of damage to you. And then now you're dealing with probably the intermediate, not the super good though. You dealing with they sent the beginners to you, and then you are striking that tank, and then I can't believe you people fall for all this thing, and now a bunch of people are dying over there, and you guys are not giving the real numbers. When it comes to numbers, we know what you people do with them. We really don't care about like a mall that have 1,000 people. This damage happened. Only 16 of them were killed. The other 944, I believe, is 954. 984 is just like, hey, they just survive. Okay, man, yeah, whatever. But this thing over there is happening, is no joke. The time is here. It's time for judgment. It's not the time to play and then go to the mall and stuff like that. This thing is real over there. This right here is not Photoshop, is not CGI.
Show the extensive damage to the mall.
This isn't CGI, man.
Missile.
All right, fiery conflagration. All right, flight and distress. G7. You know, it's amazing again when you look at those people say, okay, well, G7 denounced strikes as war crime. What is that? What is the definition of war crime? What is it that what is a crime in war? Well, they are killing civilians. What? It's a country at war. You guys are at war. You know, keep in mind, if this thing did happen and it was a country that the people look like us that did this, keep in mind, they would have been all over. They would have seen the same skin folk attacking us. People would have said, man, that's why you black folks, you guys cannot live in peace. You guys cannot rule. Look what you're doing to yourself. But when it's you folks doing this, nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying hish. Okay. All right, man. Well, then let's keep on moving. Okay.
And according to Ukrainian officials, scores of civilians are feared injured. The death toll is also expected to rise. Initial reports from the police suggested that people were still trapped inside the shopping center, searching for survivors. Hundreds of rescue and emergency service workers continued to search for people in the rubble.
All right, so that's what it is, man. All praises to the Most High. Let's keep on moving.
You may have seen that amazing moment when some people out at sea fishing took a direct hit from lightning. It's a miracle they weren't killed, and pretty close to a miracle that they made it home. Now Les Trent speaks with the people who were on board.
A terrifying moment at sea. A boat is hit by lightning. The boaters were 100 miles off Clearwater, Florida, when they ran into a storm. Tanya Albritton was on the boat with 6 other people participating in a fishing tournament.
Lightning just went boom, the light boom, and this explosion. All these plastic pieces are flying and hitting me in the face.
25 weeks pregnant, Megan Chapel and her boyfriend were also on board. He was hit by the lightning and knocked unconscious for 5 minutes.
In that situation, I was thinking about, what if I have to get in the water and swim?
The lightning completely fried the boat's electronics. It was dead in the water. But thanks to an EPIRB, an emergency position indicating radio beacon, the Coast Guard found the stricken vessel an hour from shore. Everyone was plucked to safety.
How rare is it for a boat, a moving boat, to be struck by lightning?
It's incredibly rare. It's,
David. The house of David. Incredibly rare. Okay.
Doesn't happen very often. It's the first time I've ever heard of it happening, especially so far offshore.
Lightning scares me more than any other weather phenomenon.
Summer is the height of lightning season. And our Lisa Guerrero found scientists are literally creating lightning in a lab at the Bonneville Power Administration's lab.
Get the conspiracies ready. Yo, Big Levi, they are manipulating lightning, man. They can create it lightning just like the Most High, man. They're gonna come for us, man. It's gonna be Jacob's trouble, man. They're gonna come in the hood, man. You need to stay in that low vibration, man. Stay in fear. Look, Big Levi, man. Now they are trying it in the lab. Next thing you know, they're gonna shoot lightning and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever you say, son.
Lab in Washington State.
Oh my God, wow.
This is what man-made lightning looks like. Here it is in slow motion.
It sounded like a bomb went off.
Yep. Imagine getting hit by 3 million volts.
If this guy was a real guy, he would probably be a dead guy.
That's correct.
But
that has nothing to compare to what the real mighty one do. I'm not gonna tell anybody to do anything out there. If you take a positive and a negative, and then when anybody that try to jump start a car with the jumping cable, you already know what I'm talking about. You don't create lighting, and I know people will already send me their email like, well, they are creating lighting. No, they are not creating lightning. They are messing with electricity. Lighting is already being created. And if you got enough power, you can do what they do. I'm not telling you at home, but anywhere else you got electrical power. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Let's keep on moving, okay? Now you see, like, those people cannot go and the boat just chill, and then they cannot just relax and have a little time with their family without something horrible or bad happen to them when they're underwater, when they're going to watch the bullfighting. It's always something. If it's not the CV, it's just the space monkey they have now. If it's not this, it's like some scumbag 2/3 whatever they are, bucktooth hillbilly monsters pop up on them, or lightning, or they get eaten by dogs, or it's always something. Let us keep on moving to the next video.
And what are the odds? If there's lightning in the area, it's best not to ask that question. Take cover instead. I'm about to show you an example of nature's fury that's best told by sound and not by words.
Just my heart dropped because I said, I hope it's not the person I know.
Gloria Colocho gets emotional when she speaks of her friend, 51-year-old Antonia Mendoza, who was killed Wednesday morning after being struck by lightning while walking her dogs in Pico Rivera. Mendoza died with her puppies.
When the deputies arrived, they did find a female who was lying on the ground, along with 2 dogs that were with her that appeared to be deceased as well.
These images show Mendoza in happier times. We see her beloved puppies, Chubby and Luna. Fox 11 obtained this Nest video showing Mendoza leaving for her daily walk with her precious pets. These are likely the final images of them alive.
Okay, so you see what that is, man. I mean, you just leave your house with your dogs going for a walk. That's all. You're going for a walk. And then you never made it back home. Not the dogs, not you. And when we tell the people there are judgment out there, and then they don't understand, this is real.
That she was a sweet lady. She was very responsible. Okay. There were ominous warnings of a dangerous storm moving into this area. People were advised to stay inside Wednesday morning, but nothing would keep Mendoza from walking her dogs. How violent was the storm? Fox 11 obtained this exclusive video of the very moment the powerful lightning struck. 8 seconds of sheer terror. It sounds like a war zone, but it was Pico Rivera. Listen to it again. The thunder sounds like a bomb.
A boom tube. Now, beloved, why is this happening? Why is it people all over the world are dying? And this thing used to be on us, like the news used to focus on us so bad, but it seems now that they always, anytime you turn on the news, it seems the 83 is always in the midst. What seems to be the problem? What's causing this? Is there's an event or a timeline that happened? Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and shall afflict them 400 years. Yes, 1619 to 2019, we fulfilled this prophecy. Right after 2019, 2020 kicks in. Till today, things were never normal, and they're never going to be normal. You cannot stand there or sit there and just say, you know what, things got better. Food are cheaper. We can go pretty much wherever we want without any restriction. We can go any place without wearing anything over our face. Gas prices is at the lowest. Lake meat is so full. Nevada going to have power for another 100 or 50 years or whatsoever you want to say. It doesn't. Everything is going in the wrong direction, and it's going pretty fast. Okay, I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to tell you, okay, well, everything you go out there is CGI. Or everything we're going out there, well, it's just like, it's fake. It's Photoshop. They're trying to scare you. Everything that you witnessed from the beginning, from the train track, okay, the ley line switch, this thing fell, and those people died. From the Jordanian thing over there in Jordania or Jordan, the 12 people died. The 21 people died, okay? And then the lightning striking people and kill them on spot. Those things are real. It's happening because we have fulfilled this prophecy, and there's war going on. And brethren, there's no such thing as rumors of wars right now. You can clearly and literally see the war going on. You can see the face of those people. They are terrified. Okay, the mighty one will render justice for his children, and whoever that came against us will pay dearly. All praises to the Most High. Let's come moving to the next verse, which is Genesis 15 verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Okay, that is why you see all those things are happening. And then how the mighty one is judging the nation through the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. Now, if you look through the 10 plagues, what we've been excuse me, we had the sorrow, okay, the fiery conflagration, of course, the accident, and all this stuff are happening. Okay, the war in Warsaw, okay, plague number 9, execution by the sword and flight and distress. Those people are fleeing, okay, leaving the mall. All right, this thing is no joke. It is real. Let us keep on moving. Okay.
Vibrations so strong they set off car alarms. The asphalt seared by the strike. Wednesday evening, Mendoza's car still parked at the entrance to the riverbed hiking trail. Her Bible and rosary visible in the car.
Okay, now you understand. Now you understand why this thing happened. Okay, when we told those Catholics, those Christians, that you are offending the mighty one when you are worshiping another God, there's nothing wrong with her Bible and that stuff in the car, but they are spiritual whore. They are not worshiping the Most High God Almighty, and this is the finger of God killed this woman. She was killed by Yatzal himself. Okay, the lightning literally killed this woman, and the Bible. Let's see it again, okay, for the people to understand what's going on.
Seared by the strike. Wednesday evening, Mendoza's car still parked at the entrance to the riverbed hiking trail. Her Bible and rosary visible in the car.
Okay, her Bible and rosary. Okay, all those things. This woman was an idolater. I'm sorry. She was an adulterer. Okay, that's what it calls when they say somebody was an adulterer, a true adulterer. Okay, she has fornicated with another God before the mighty one. She was a massive spiritual whore. It's sad to say it, but it is the truth. That's what they say. You committed adultery. Thou shalt not commit adultery. The first and very serious adultery is when you cheated on the Most High with another God, so to speak. And we've been at this point, Regin, right now. I just want to get wherever the mighty one want to put me. The dead weights, I just drop them. I don't have time for this because those people won't listen.
Her friend and landlady said Antonia Mendoza was trying to save up a nest egg to visit her daughter. When the landlady heard the victim was a woman walking two dogs, she had a terrible feeling Antonia was the victim.
And she has her dogs stuff in the car and their towels for the dogs, and that's I just knew that it's her.
She never came back. Okay, she never came back. Okay, all right. So this is real, man. If you're a Christian out there and you're in the church, you need to not to get out of the physical church and then you think you're good. You need to reject this mindset. Come back to the mighty one. Stop worshiping Cesare Borgia. Amen. Do not raise men above the mighty one. Please stop doing this. Oof.
Reports of that missing boy, and after a long search, the boy's body was eventually recovered.
Family members are sharing their memories tonight of the child and concerns about safety at the lake. KTLA's Shelby Nelson has more from Lake Elsinore.
He was a kid that will hold a conversation with you and you would be amazed. Very articulate.
75.
His dad, they were best friends, and he shouldn't have to bury his son at 9 years old.
9-year-old Dante Clark of Palmdale, an athlete and all-around good kid.
Okay, so this little brother right here, he's 9 years old, number 9 and his stuff. He's night. Okay, night 9. Okay, you know who's the night in the nation. The angel that is the night. Okay, and then he's 9 years old. Okay, he went to this lake with his friend.
He was out with his grandfather and other family members Sunday, escaping the summer heat wave at Lake Elsinore. But by 10:30 a.m., something was wrong.
I got a call about 11:30. She was very hysterical. She was panicking. Auntie, I need you.
Dante's great aunt, Dianiana Singletary, drove out from Palmdale after learning Dante had gone missing. Family says he was playing in the shallow end of the water with his sister at Launch Point Beach, near an area where boats load into the water. They say Dante, who didn't know how to swim, and his sister reached a point where they didn't realize how deep it got and had trouble swimming. A bystander pulling Dante's sister to safety, but Dante disappeared.
The only thing I saw unnormal was the area that they were in.
Okay, so now you got this kid, excuse me, that went out with the grandfather and couple of friends, okay, and then somehow he and the sister they got somewhere, they didn't see them. Listen to me, beloved. When you are a parent, grandparents, or even if you are a guardian whatsoever, whenever you go somewhere like a pool, a lake, or the beach, or anywhere there's a large body of water, you must always 100% keep the eyes on the kids. You have to always be there watching them. Don't go too far. You are not allowed to go to the moment the water pass your knee. There's an issue here. Don't let the water pass your knee. How could you let those kids playing to a bystander had to go ahead and then help them out? What happened? We have to question those people, okay?
Had yellow tape around that little portion of the area, but there's still people in the lake.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Department deploying search teams by helicopter and boat. At around 1:20, the dive team also going into the water. More than an hour later, the family's worst fears coming true.
What caught my attention was watching or seeing the helicopter out here doing circles really low to the lake.
Donald Fields lives on the lake. He watched the search throughout the day and remembers the moment search teams recovered Dante's body.
It's sad when it's an innocent child. I mean, it really is.
There are warning signs, but Dante's aunt says that area should not be accessible to kids.
They need to put a gate.
No, they don't need to put none of those things there. And this is one of the stuff that I despise with a lot of kinfolk and skinfolk. Watch your damn children. Why they need to put a gate for what? You bring a little child to a lake, you let this child just run. Brethren, I'm not saying this to be rude to people. I've been places and I see how certain people leave their children do whatever the hell they want to do. This is like even prevalent in my own family. They just let those kids running around and do whatever. Like, they are kids, let them play. And then something like that happen, like, yo, you shouldn't have a gate there.
And put that area where only adults can go in there. Kids have no business by those ramps where the jet skis can go into the water.
They shouldn't be there.
It was a very unfortunate accident, but it could have been avoided if that area would have been blocked off.
Okay, it would not.
12 people are dead.
It would not. And I keep telling our people, man, certain people, they really need to do better with their children. You don't let your kids go to a pool and then you just go inside, or you on your phone doing some TikTok video, do something, and then this kid drown, and then you like your neighbor should have a pool guard or some type of like a swim guard, like something like that, some type of person there, a lifeguard, so to speak. I mean, why? You're supposed to watch your children. That's what it is. A lot of our folks out there, they despise responsibility and then they hate accountability.
Hi, Court and Lou. Yeah, Court, especially as a mom to 2 young kids, this is really tough for the entire community, and you're going to hear heartbreaking testimony from a neighbor we just spoke to in a short time. But first, I want to give you a sense of where we are, where this tragedy happened. A 4-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl found unresponsive, and ultimately they died after drowning in a pond. And you should be looking at the map right now to give you an idea. Their home is off of Lake Hughes Road in this rural community, unincorporated town of Lake Hughes. It's northwest of Palmdale, very rural actually. The Pacific Crest Trail just moves right through this area. The home sat on 12 acres of land. And the sheriff's homicide lieutenant who's on this case is explaining what happened around 5:30 last night.
The children were in the backyard. Mother was inside preparing dinner. The information we have is that the father was at work. There's an older sibling that lives at the location too. Apparently, the mother had told that older sibling to tell the children to come in. A few minutes elapsed. She went outside and then could not locate the 2 kids. That's when she summons a neighbor and
again, anytime you got those pond or large body of lake, children always, it's 100%. It will happen. Kids will go there. You know why? Because all those bodies of, I don't want to scare people, all those body of waters, lakes or pool and stuff, they have spirit in them. Okay, they will call those kids and they will just go there, and then children don't know, like they are not well equipped to understand and know that there are certain depth, there are certain place they cannot go further. If you go further inside this pond, you will drown. You're supposed to watch your children like 24/7. I'm not telling you to be an overprotective parents, but if you have pool, you have certain things in your home, and then a group of children come there, you're supposed to be vigilant. That's why when those kids came in the house, and I always like, yelling and ask what's going on and stuff, and then they stay inside, we'll make sure they don't go around and do certain things, because children in general, they are very unpredictable.
Immediately started looking for the children, and then they were located.
A 3 and 4 year old, man,
The children were airlifted to Antelope Valley Hospital. They were pronounced dead just a short time later, about 2 hours apart. Today, I've spoken to family, friends. They say the parents are broken. They don't know how to move forward in the face of such unimaginable loss and pain.
Don't.
And a neighbor I spoke to told me this.
Yeah, they don't.
It's just so sad. We heard the helicopters last night, and we assume the cops are looking for someone like a prisoner,
black
or something
man,
like that.
a
So we lock the
prisoner,
doors,
black
and
man.
when you wake up,
they were looking for a black man, Okay, so again, man, this is real, dog. Okay, this is plague number 1, sorrow, and you're going to see, beloved. Again, I'm not making this up. Okay, this is not something that those people are doing, that they are faking and stuff like that. This is real, man. Okay, you got 2 young kids in the background. You won't believe how many people that are being eaten by alligators now. Okay, and the news, they acting like, hey man, that's nothing, man. It's like this thing like happen every day, but it doesn't.
and to hear that your neighbor's kids drowned is just sad.
Yeah.
The pond was about 30 feet from the house, 2 to 3 feet deep, and investigators say there was no trauma or foul play. Nothing like that suspected in this. It just appears to be a really tragic accident, but they're going to investigate alongside with the Department of
2 to 3 feet deep. So it could actually kill a toddler. Yes. Oh.
This heart-stopping video is a stark reminder of the dangers of a young child alone at a pool. But
that's
this
what
story
happened.
has a happy ending.
That's what happened, okay? Kids, they will just run through it, okay? They will just see it. They will just, something call them, and they will just running and then jump right in there, okay?
This heart-stopping video is a stark reminder of the dangers of a young child alone at a pool. But this story has a happy ending.
Today is about good news.
The surveillance video shown by Lawrence, Kansas fire officials is tough to watch. 4-year-old Xavier Rigney gets inside the locked, gated pool at his apartment complex and jumps in. Instantly, the nonverbal child with autism is in trouble.
At this point, Xavier is drowning.
12-year-old Maddox Westerhouse went for his dad.
I just went like, oh no, and ran.
Some 3 minutes later, Tom Westerhouse jumped the fence, rescued Xavier, and started CPR. After 2.5 minutes, Xavier coughed up water and cried.
Definitely hits home a lot harder having a son myself.
The CDC says drowning is the #1 cause of unintentional death for children between the ages of 1 and 4.
Hi there.
Xavier is back to his energetic ways. His mom, Alexis, who was caring for her 4-month-old when Xavier slipped out, is forever grateful.
He's my best friend, so I don't know what I would do without him.
Okay, this thing, you're going to see, but that's like a fraction of the children that are drowning. That's like a fraction we got here. I've received so many emails. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why there are so many kids drowning? Okay, there's a guy, a teenager. Let me see if we can get it. Teenager drowned while saving another drowning person. Okay. Yeah, I believe this one of them. He died. Okay. Okay. Teen trying to save swimmer and then drown. Not quite sure which one it is. Oh, okay, that was 3 years ago. That happened in Florida, I believe. But there's another one that recently happened, and it's just so much, man.
And Greg, here outside Davies Beach, you can see some people have dropped off flowers. What we're learning tonight is that 2 of these kids were students at a middle school in the Everett School District. Now, Snohomish Regional Fire say they were dropped off here yesterday, and they were left here unsupervised by an adult. Now, today, people here at the beach say without lifeguards, what they're doing is looking out for one another. It's another busy day at Davies Beach on Lake Stevens. The warm day and cool water make it a popular spot. What happened Sunday weighing heavily on people here now.
I feel it's safe to be here, but that makes me want to watch everybody now.
Maddie Stark was also at Davies Beach on Sunday.
It was really, really busy, and there was a lot of kids flipping off the dock and swimming out to the buoys.
Okay, so yeah, that's what that is, man. You gotta watch your kids. Yeah, people they are not watching those kids, and then they just drown.
Left shortly before people started to call 911. 3 kids were discovered unconscious in the water. 2 pulled out by other people, a 3rd rescued by divers in water 10 feet deep. A 13-year-old boy died, and a 12-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl are in critical condition.
When crews arrived, they noticed that there was approximately over 100 people here at this park, and they had difficulty getting access to the scene.
It's that reason multiple people here want to see the city of Lake Stevens add additional eyes on those swimming. Right now, the beach has no lifeguards.
There you
go. Could have been prevented. Like, really, it could have been prevented with lifeguards.
Yeah, it might be good to like hire some kids for like a summer job as a lifeguard here, because it gets really busy.
While authorities investigate.
Look, man, you guys need to watch your damn kids. That's what it is. That's what it is. You don't just like children with water. Water is one of the, you know, it's when it comes to water and fire, fire will probably scare them if they get too close. But water, they will jump in there because it looks so fun. There is a spirit called a lutein, or well, it's French. They probably were not going to show up, but this is what killed all those kids. Okay. Okay, well, it's like the leprechaun. That's the
leprechaun.
Okay.
Lutin.
Okay, but lutein is like those are the where is the one? Those are the stuff that the kids saw, and then they will call them. They like, hey, come play, and then those kids will run, and then they'll kill them. Those things are evil, man. Okay, we have people in the nation that their demons are lutein. Okay, that's the proper way. Okay, all right. They are very evil. They are evil. There is a sister in the nation. There we go. There is a sister in the nation. Her daughter is being dealt with one of those lutein. Okay. Okay, not an actual leprechaun like, you know, they wanna tell you, but a lutein demon. Let me see. Okay, I think I was doing the research right here. Okay. All right, you see how they are very mischievous. They are evil. Okay. Or you probably call them goblins, but that's what they are. They are very evil, and they will traumatize you, and they will traumatize you, and they will do all sort of things to you. Okay, they will do all sort of things to you. All right, there you go. That's more like it. Okay, those lutein, they are very, very, very evil. All right, there you go. That's more of a stuff. Okay, that's more like they look. But when they play with kids, they transform themselves like little fun little leprechaun. But that's not what that is. All right, those are called looting. Yeah, so, you know, here we go. Let me play this again.
Investigate how all 3 kids became unconscious. They're urging people to wear a life jacket. However, people who use the beach, like Dimitri Ruby, say it's tough to convince teens to put one on.
A lifeguard here, watching the kids, paying attention to the kids would help. People won't listen to life jackets. They want to look cool in front of their friends.
You are cool wearing a life
it's on
jacket.
them.
Don't think you don't look cool wearing a life jacket. You know, you get to go home, and now there's families that are grieving right now.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So yesterday, when all of this was happening, the mayor of Lake Stevens came down here, and there was a resident who actually brought up to the mayor whether or not they could put lifeguards here. Now, the mayor said that he's not entirely sure why there aren't lifeguards. He does believe there could be some liability concerns at the moment, but he is.
Yeah, no matter what they do, brethren, if they have a lifeguard and this lifeguard somewhat save those kids, they will sue him. If he doesn't save the kids, it will sue and stuff. People always want to do things irresponsibly and then hold other people accountable for their mistake, just like the Gentiles. Them if you do, them if you don't. You did all those horrible things, and then when it's come to time for you to pay, I don't want to pay, man. Yeah, whatever, man. You know, so hey.
कुपवाड़ा जिले के राजौर.
Okay, this is in Pakistan, I believe in India.
रहंदवाड़ा में तालाब में डूबकर हलाक होने वाले 17 साल लड़के की लाश सुबह निकाली गई. अल्ताफ अहमद टांची, वल्द मोहम्मद शफी टांची, साकिन बोन बत्सर.
This kid went over there and then drowned. So, yeah, you know.
कल दोपहर नहाते हुए तालाब में डूबकर जान बहक हो गया था. उसके साथ मौजूद दीगर लड़कों ने खतरे की घंटी बजाई, जिसके बाद पुलिस और मुकामी लोगों ने.
So just to let you know, it's all over. It's not just over here. It's all over. This is in India. Happened like yesterday. You know, this fellow went over there, and you know, he's like 17 or 16. He drowned.
New tonight, the family of a teenager who drowned in the waters off Queens is sharing their heartbreak in an effort to keep this from happening to anyone else. 13-year-old Daniel Persad didn't know how to swim when he went into the water with some friends at Spring Creek Park near the North Channel Bridge. Daniel and another boy drowned. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal spoke to the boy's grieving family.
Daniel Persad was just getting started in life, and his family says it was one decision that took it.
Okay, so now you see that a lot of the young teenagers, they are dying because, I don't know, peer pressure, TikTok. I don't know what else I can blame out them. Excuse me. Manhood. Tough to be alive. People don't understand that this thing, especially what's going on out there, there's a judgment, and you have to really be protective of your children, because there are so many negative energy going on out there. While I'm talking about negative energy, let me just give a heads up for those of you that did the bath, so to speak. Okay, and we have. Let me see if I can get this. I don't know if I can get that. All right. When I'm talking about this, let me show you that first while we are at it.
Hey, all praises to the Most High. This is the positive section at Walmart. There's nothing. It's sold out. Positive. Sold out. All praises.
Okay, again.
Hey, all praises to the Most High. This is the positive section. Walmart. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
It's sold out.
Okay, that was the parsley section. Sold out. There's none. And we know those people are watching. Okay, there is none. Now, why do I say this? Why do I talking about the parsley? Because this thing get rid of a lot of negative energy and a lot of stuff, or staying, and a lot of blessing or coming. Now, when you have a teenager, or like any child, teenage girl, teenage boy, even you as an adult, there is what they call energy around, which is magic. That's what it is, positive, negative energy. But because of the way this world is, there are more negative energy out there, and negative energy are much more they are more quicker and easier to catch or to absorb. What we're gonna do, we have something right after the kidney cleanse. We're going to do where the kidney cleanse supposed to be ended up. It will begin in July 1st, and then it will end it in July the 3rd, and July 4th. Wait, hang on. July the 8th. Yeah, July the 8th. We will begin an energy absorbing, a negative energy absorbing project. Just like you got the Anana absorb all negative, financial negative energy. Now you will have something. Everything good, sweetie?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you to the corner store.
Okay. For which corner? To get cat food?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we will have a negative absorbing energy thing that will absorb every single negative energy that you came in the house with. Okay, because your body is like a clean clothes. Every time you put a clean clothes on you, you go outside, you go places, whether you know it or not, it's gonna get dirty. Okay, your body. That's why we have to renew a spiritual bath every 6 months. You do it twice a year. Every solstice, winter solstice, you do it. Summer solstice, you do it. We did it this winter solstice past December, and then we did it this summer solstice. Your body is like a car. You have to do tune-up in it. Okay, every 5,000, 6,000 miles, you do a tune-up. You change the spark plug, you change your oil and stuff. That's how your body works. Okay, for instance, over here as a person, as a human being, you cleanse your body, your soul first, then you cleanse your kidney, which is cleanse your heart, and then you cleanse your liver, you cleanse your intestine, you cleanse your heart, you cleanse your mind. You know, you become renewed, and you will live longer. But you do those things magically, not the way Gentiles do this thing and then they sit out there, speak great things. Oh, hey, yeah, this thing, get rid of this, have some turmeric and nah. Everything gotta be activated and be done properly, the way that our ancestors used to do it. You will live better, you will feel better. Certain issue that you used to have, you won't have them. For instance, this kid that went over there and get pressured, you don't know how to swim, but yet he went into this lake or pond or swimming pool, I'm not quite sure, or the sea, he drowned. Okay, that means he had some spirit with him enticing him. So we really don't want none of those things to happen to either our children, ourselves, or anybody else in the neighborhood. That's the stuff, you know. So just to be clear, so you need to clean your house yourself. So we will have, somebody remind me, we will have on July the 8th something that the brethren and the sistren will have in their house. You can put it in your house for 1 day or 7 days. After that, you're gonna do the same thing that you did with the residue from the core cleansing bath. You're going to throw it away, very, very far away, someplace that you will not pass for 8 days. Don't throw it on your dumpster or something. You're gonna have to drive very far and throw it in a place that either you never passed there before, or you less likely gonna pass there. But anyway, this is energy. This fellow had an energy on him. He went over there. He didn't know how to swim. Yet he went to swim. Then he drowned.
Get all away.
He's a very smart, humble, loving
young kid,
boy.
man.
For sisters Narina and Vanita, it's been a whirlwind of emotions.
We don't know how to deal with everything. We don't know how to keep going on.
It was just before noon on Friday when their brother Daniel and a group of friends went out into the water in Jamaica Bay, not manned by lifeguards.
They decided to go to the beach and have a little fun. School is ending. I guess they wanted to enjoy.
The 13-year-old didn't know how to swim.
The water took him. Like, he he went too far.
The moment his family got the call,
we got to the hospital and they said they found a pulse on him, and we had hope. We all my family came. We were holding hands. We were praying.
But that hope was gone.
There you go. You guys were praying, and then hey, he gone. You know, beloved, listen to me. Listen. In this family right there, we have specialists. We have people. For instance, if your children shouldn't be walking around like this, you're supposed to put something in them as like a force field that will only keep him or her protected, to prevent things to get on them, pressure them, and do things if they're gonna hang out with little demons or looting, so they won't see them. You have to make them do things that are render them invisible. For instance, the boiling pot effect. That's probably the easiest thing, but you know, some of the kids like to have them do this. Like, that's like, yo, I'm not gonna do this. That's evil and stuff. Okay. That's one of the things. Okay, we have stuff here, books, our ancestors, we need to do those things. Anyway, man, this is sad, but hey, you people were praying to which God?
Daniel didn't make it, nor did his friend.
I literally slept in his bed last night because it's like, why are you not here?
Now a family is left picking up the pieces.
My dad, my mom, they feel like a part of them is gone. It's really hard.
And they have this for those who head into the water.
Be smart about your decisions. It's so quick to be gone and affect the people around you. And he was only 13.
What should have been a summer filled with family fun has now turned into one with heavy hearts for the Persad family as they try to move forward without their beloved Daniel.
All right, Daniel 12:1 again. The Most High is in the midst. All those things are happening, and you know, we have to make sure we let the people know all those things are messages. Let us keep on moving.
Earlier tonight, we introduced you to a family who is happy to be home in Durham today after spending a month in a Charlotte hospital. It came after their 14-year-old son nearly drowned while the family was there for a weekend trip. CBS 17's Dina Harley is joining us now live from Durham with this story. And Dina, you had the chance to talk to this young man. How is he feeling tonight after this scary situation?
And Rod, yeah, a very scary situation for that family, but Keaton today told me that he was feeling great. He said he was really relieved just to be home finally with his family. He, of course, has a very long road to recovery ahead of him, but he says he's just really looking forward to doing some things that he loves again, like hanging out with his brothers, even playing baseball.
The first thing I remember was seeing my parents.
14-year-old Keaton Nichols is recovering at home in Durham after spending a month in a Charlotte hospital after nearly drowning while swimming in a hotel pool with his brother.
Okay, so you look at the way this kid is speaking. He's so, I could say, I don't know if he was like that before, but if he wasn't, he had somewhat sustained some brain injury. You can see this in his speech.
It's like, oh, well, he's just holding his breath to see how long he can do it. Then I realized that he wasn't coming up for a while.
Let me just enlarge this so you can see the logo and this fellow hat. If you know what that means. Tell me, brethren. Put it in the comment board. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High. All glory goes to the Mighty One. The Lion of Judah. This dude is nowhere near to be Judite, but anyway, let's keep on going.
So I went down to see if he was breathing, and it didn't look like it.
Keaton's 12-year-old brother, Caden, immediately got Keaton out of the water, saving his...
Caden is 12 years old. Let me see, something say Trinity in the back of his hat.
Like it.
Keaton's 12-year-old brother, Caden...
Trinity Lake or Trinity Lion or something like that.
captain immediately got Keaton out of the water, saving his life. It was his mom who then jumped into action.
So I immediately started CPR.
After EMS arrived and took Keaton to the hospital, it was a long few weeks of essentially being in a medically induced coma before finally waking up and spending more days getting stronger.
I had to do therapy like every day, PT and OT, trying to walk.
Now, with the whole family back at home together, Keaton's parents want others to be aware of how crucial and simple it is to learn CPR.
But you could save anybody, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a complete stranger. Just by knowing that one simple skill makes a huge difference.
So, yeah, when you look at this, man, you know, the boy, the way he's talking now, there's some serious damage, man. Serious.
18-year-old is dead tonight after drowning in Chapel Hill. This happened just after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Eastwood Lake near South Lakeshore Drive and Markham Drive. Christian Poteet was taken to the hospital. Crews tried their best to resuscitate him, but they were not successful. Investigators say they do not believe the drowning was suspicious.
Of course not. Of course not. So, okay, this 18-year-old fellow, they went to, I don't know why, and then I don't know why they are even not calling them suicide, but you know, this dude don't know how to swim, but they went for a swim. Don't know why, but you know, they are dying. They just drowned.
A second boy has died following a drowning in Glendale. Two brothers went into a pool on Friday. We told you about this. The boys ages 3 and 4 were playing in the backyard of a home near 83rd Avenue in Missouri. One of them fell in. Fire crews believe the other boy jumped in to try to save his brother. Both received CPR at the scene. The first young boy did not survive. There was no fence around the pool.
Okay. It's not the same. That's another one. The other was a brother and sister that died in a pond, but those two died in a pool. Okay, so yeah, let's play this again.
A second boy has died following a drowning in Glendale. Two brothers went into a pool on Friday. We told you about this. The boys ages 3 and 4 were playing in the backyard of a home near 83rd Avenue in Missouri. One of them fell in. Fire crews believe the other boy jumped in to try to save his brother. Both received CPR at the scene. The first young boy did not survive. There was no fence around the pool at the time of that incident.
The Amtrak train was on its way from Los Angeles to Chicago when it...
Yeah, so it's all over, man. All over.
Good morning, you guys. Yes, you know, it has been a nightmare for friends and family members. They had been out here the last couple of days. It's pretty quiet this morning. There's a makeshift memorial still here at Lifeguard Tower number 16, where we have just had a number of different...
Tower number 16, you know what to do.
People who have been on the beach just stop by and see the flowers, see the number 21 that was made out of...
Flower and number 21. I mean, those things are all over, brethren. I'm not making this up. You know what to do, at least by now. You know everything that's going on.
Shells, the formation 21, which represented the jersey that Woodland Zachet, that was the number of his jersey as he played basketball for Crawford High School. We're learning more and more about who this 18-year-old young man is. Unfortunately, now feared dead. Woodland had a twin brother. He had just graduated. Both of them, in fact, graduated from Crawford High School on Monday. He was a basketball star. And it was actually just last week that our KUSI sports team spoke with him at the Redbird Summer League games. He was talking to us about how even though this was his senior year and he was getting ready to graduate, he was playing hard as a way to help the younger basketball players on the team improve and be ready for their next year.
Today we're trying to like improve for the next season we will have next year. So that's my last year because I'm senior, but I try to get my guys better because next season we're gonna be D3, so we're trying to like improve.
I hope Crawford doing good. I hope their parents doing good. I just wish my prayers out to them and his big brother too. I know he's going through it.
Tonight we're out here. We're playing basketball and we learned that one of our other athletes passed away tragically. We're playing with heavy hearts and we're just thinking about him. Rest in peace. We offer our...
Excuse me. If you have been paying attention lately to sports or the news, you would have noticed that there is a lot of young men, no more than 25 or less. They are just dying. They are just dying. And beloved, let me tell you, if you're a young person out there and you're going anywhere in a pool or in the sea, make sure everybody's know how to swim. If they don't know how to swim, if none of them know how to swim, you don't go with them. Even though you know how to swim, you don't go with them. That goes for you too if you're an adult. If you're going to fish with a fellow, a group of people, you got to make sure at least 2 of them know how to swim, man. You see, when you're trying to save, did you know a drowning person can kill you even though you know how to swim? Because when the person is drowning, you know, I had that experience when I was 14 or 15. I would say 15. There was a young girl. We went to a pool party, 2005, 4 or 5. Went to a pool party, and she didn't know how to swim, and she was getting in the pool, and then she was started to drown, and we thought she was joking, and come to find out she was not. And then there was like a dude that jumped in the water and tried to pull her closer, but she trying to get on top of the dude. She didn't want to drown. She trying to go on. He's like, yo, calm down. I'm gonna push you. And she trying to get on top of him. Both of them almost drowned. It was another fellow that went and then pulled her with strength away from him and push her a little bit closer where her feet can touch. Her feet can touch the ground. And then they were able to save her. She would have drowned. And then that's the thing again. And I now remember in the same pool, another dude drowned to death over there. That happened in 2009. I wasn't there. But I heard a dude went in there and then he drowned. He went in there. He was playing with those guys. He told everybody, you know, how to swim. And then the party was going on. He drowned. And I believe in Facebook again, there was a guy, man drowned in Facebook Live. Let me see. No, let me see. Men drowned in Facebook Live. Yes, that was this fellow over there. You know, he was 2 years ago. He died in a Facebook Live. Yeah, that was this dude. Okay. He died in a Facebook Live. Actually, the wife was watching it. He got into a bet. That happened in 2020. Some dude, he bet $15-20. He said that he could swim across. I'm not gonna play the video. He said he could swim across the thing. He didn't know how to swim. He was walking on the water, and then he reached up. He thought he could have walked all the way from the apartment. Okay, let me see if I can. If there was a news. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't think they had it. They had the news stuff. So this dude, he drowned, man, and it was sad. He left behind a daughter and stuff because of peer pressure, because demons were there enticing him. The so-called Luton were there, you know, enticing him. They were enticing him, and then he went in swimming and he died. They didn't even find his body for like days. So, yeah, all praises, man.
जम्मू जिले के अखनूर सब डिवीजन में एक धार्मिक समारोह में शामिल हुए
another kid over there in India or whatever that place is over there, or Pakistan, you know, he drowned. You know, they found him, you know, he drowned. So all praises to the Most High. Let's keep on moving.
Roswell today, where residents spent the day recovering from damaging flash flooding.
Enrique Moreno was one of the first responders to the flooding in Roswell yesterday.
Just so quick. We were spread pretty thin. Dispatch was calling us one after another. I was here on this property, Atkinson and Country Club, pulling a car out. I saw one of the tenants here busting holes in the cinder block.
Those people that Enrique saw were fighting rising water in their neighborhood.
It was a lot of water, so they eventually just started breaking out some of the cinder block fence in the back here so that people's, the water would start to drain.
Brooke Linthcomb says within hours, her street was waist deep in water.
I went out to the front door and could see that it was, starting to creep up to our house.
But this isn't the first time they faced flooding like this.
We're always prepared because we've had this happened last year, not even a year ago.
Linthcomb says the water made its way into houses and cars.
The minute somebody would drive down the street, there was wakes of water. It was like you're being on the lake and you just had a wake of water coming into your front door. We don't have flood coverage in here because it's not a flood zone.
And the monsoon rain didn't just damage homes. It actually rose so high in this arroyo that it turned...
There we go. Let me let you see the name of this fellow right here. Let me enlarge this so people think like we are making things up. For the one that think we are making things up, so when we told you the angels are here, they are in the midst, and there's a lot of destructions going on, a lot of community are being destroyed, and come on, man. At least right now, listen. Inflation going up, lack of food, lack of fuel. Fuel is very expensive now. Then Biden says something they were going to. Governor Newsom in California are going to give Californian $1,000 for fuel to release. At this point right now, if you don't know or you are not aware how bad things are out there, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, it's just you have to know this has to be done by a divine hand, and this is being done by the hand of the Mighty One. Okay, all those destruction going on, the tornadoes, the hurricanes. Okay, there's so much hurricanes damage over there in Mexico, and I believe this one is in New Mexico. And then the bridge collapsed, and the water, the wave of the water came in, several homes underwater, and was 100 years flood. But you don't hear any of that in the media or the mainstream media, so to speak. So they are hiding things. They're making the people feel comfortable, like, hey man, everything is doing all right. Hey man, we're doing a hell of a lot better than any time we were and stuff. It's not, man. This is very, very bad. Okay, this fellow's name is Angel Salcedo. I'm not quite sure what Salcedo means.
In this arroyo that had turned this bridge into rubble.
Prepare for the next one because they know it's going to happen again. That storm drain that's here on this corner here isn't doing too good.
In Roswell, Angel Salcedo, KOAT, Action 7 News.
All right.
Mariner also tells us the Red Cross is there ready to help anyone who's been affected by the storm.
There you go. Red Cross in the midst. Swagger, jacking, and stealing. All praises to the Most High. Of course, this is plague number 10 right here. Thunder voices, the weather. This is not being done by ops, CERN, or Gentiles having technology that they lost control, or the AI took over and then do this to those people. Nah, it's the power of the Mighty One. That's what it is. Okay, this is
the rain has been relentless in the eastern city of Sylhet in Bangladesh.
Sylhet has been overwhelmed twice by flood water within the last 2 months, but the flood this time is much more severe. Even in the center of the city, there is water up to my hip.
Huge swathes of northeastern Bangladesh are flooded after days of heavy rainfall. Rivers have burst their banks, villages are submerged, an estimated 4 million people are stranded. The army has been sent to rescue people, and schools have been turned into relief shelters. In neighbouring Assam state in eastern India, more than 2 million people are affected by flooding and landslides.
Over the past 2 days, the water level's been rising rapidly. Since 7 a.m, rescuers have been checking in on people who live here. We've rescued and evacuated almost 150 people and will bring another 50 who are currently stuck.
Bangladesh and eastern India are regularly affected by floods, but experts say climate change is making it worse.
Come on, man. Come on. You can't listen, man. Come on, man. Climate change. Man. This is not what that is, man. This is the power of the mighty one, man. And brethren, I stopped reporting on China flooding because the mighty one have been busy doing a lot of stuff. It's still flooding over there in China. It never did stop. The rain that happened 2 years ago, it's still raining. It moved throughout the lane, but it never stopped. Remember, China had the desert turn into a sea. That's how bad the rain was. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can still get it. China desert turned into a sea, flooding. No, okay, yeah. That was like 10 months ago. Okay, more than 300 kilometer desert become a sea river flowing backwards. Hin and blood moon shown in June. That was last June. You know, that was like last June. What happened? The drowning water was so bad. 300 square kilometer. Let me see how much 300 square kilometer. Let me check it a little bit.
Pine County, coupled with the melting snow in summer, had a cumulative effect which formed a seasonal flood and hit the huge area of.
That happened like, let me see, when was this? 10 months ago. Yeah, it was like last August. Last August, okay? And then the desert, let me see, 300 square mile. Let's see what is 300 square kilometers and miles?
300 square kilometers is equivalent to 115.831 square miles.
What is 115 square miles and miles? Yeah, you have to recalculate it and stuff like that. But anyway, it was a pretty big. Let me see if I can see China map. I don't want to pull up.
Showing pictures that match.
China Google map. There you go. That's better. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Is it Mongolian desert? There was a desert right here, somewhere around there. Is it over there? If it was in the Google Earth, I would have been able to see it. Mongolian desert. Should I say?
According to RGS.org, the Gobi Desert cuts across both Mongolia and northern China.
There we go.
Location of the Gobi Desert. Mongolia.
I should have said Gobi Desert, right? Gobi Desert.
Here is some information about Gobi Desert. The Gobi Desert is a vast arid region in northern China and southern Mongolia.
Okay, this thing was flooded, man, with water. They had to, this thing was bad, but let's keep on moving. Okay, this is more flooding. Crap.
Start with flood survivors in Bangladesh.
That's Southeast Asia.
I received some dry puffed rice to eat in the last few days. At my house, it was swept away to where we don't even know.
Okay, all right, well, let me get this going.
We stayed in our flooded home for 1 week. Now we are staying at a shelter, but there is no food. Today.
So you know what that is, to be staying in a flooded house for a week with no food, and then it's still flooding, okay? And of course, you know, the mainstream media won't report this and say, well, there are a lot of the people are being swept off the land worldwide. and there is so much irregularity, so much things going on. Of course, they will bring expert, they'll bring a doctor this, doctor that, and telling you, oh, climate change is just no, man. This thing is happening because the mighty one is doing this, and you people don't belong there, and you're being destroyed. Let's keep on moving, man.
No one has any idea what this rocket was, where it came from. No country is willing to take responsibility. And adding to the conundrum is the fact that this crash created not one, but 2 craters on the moon. And this is something unusual, say scientists. A series of claims and counterclaims are being made, but all of them fail to explain this mystery. Here's a report.
Humans last visited the moon in 1972 and haven't returned ever since. It's been half a century. This rocky visitor to our night sky remains a fairly unfamiliar place with many unresolved mysteries. The latest one has left scientists baffled. A group of researchers from Arizona say that a mystery rocket crashed on the moon in the month of March. No one knows where it came from or what it looked like, whether it was meant for the moon or spiraled out of trajectory. But a rocket crashed for sure. It struck the fair side of the moon at 7:25 a.m. Eastern Time on March 4th. The crash site was the Hertzsprung crater, a 350-mile wide basin that's up.
Okay, 350 miles. If this thing fell in Wood Island, it would have flattened Wood Island. Let me see how big is Florida. How big is Florida? So I shouldn't ask. How far is Key West to Tifton, Georgia? Is that what that is? How far is Key West to Tifton, Georgia?
The drive from Key West to Tifton is 640.8 miles.
That's a little bit too far. Oh, let me see. Let's take Miami and Tallahassee. How far is Miami to Tallahassee? Whoop.
The drive from Miami to Key West is 160.
How far is Tallahassee to Miami?
The drive from Tallahassee to Miami is 480.6 miles. So
yeah, if this thing dropped in Florida, I would have taken most of Florida out. Okay, but somehow it is 350 base wide. You know, that's pretty big. A rocket did this. This is like a nuclear rocket. Where that thing came from? A rocket did that. Rocket crashed into 350 miles wide. Like, that's 350 miles. That's a lot. Okay, then. I'm not quite sure I don't think Jamaica is that big, but hey, okay.
Out of sight of anyone on Earth. And here's the most intriguing bit. The impact of the crash created not one, but 2 craters. This is unusual by scientific standards. No other rocket crash on the moon has created double craters. Not once in history. Scientists say this may be because the rocket had large masses at each end. But this too is unusual. Typically, a rocket has mass concentrated at the motor end. The rest of the body consists of an empty fuel tank. So the mystery persists. No one on Earth is owning up, and the speculation is falling flat. At first, scientists say the rocket was the second stage of a SpaceX Falcon 9 launched in 2015. But its trajectory was found incompatible, and the theory was junked. After more digging, scientists say it was a Long March 3C rocket launched from China way back in October 2014. Beijing has denied this. It said that rocket had re-entered the Earth's atmosphere and burned up. So, all we have are false positives. What will it take to solve this mystery? Time. The researchers who made this discovery say they need more time to fill the gaps. To find out if the rocket was launched by... by humans or by an extraterrestrial species.
Oh boy.
That is, assuming they exist.
Oh boy.
Bureau Report, we on Wild is Wild.
All right, then. Again, when it comes to things Gentiles are saying, happen, not only I take this with a bucket of salt, I don't really want to comment to those things because those people weren't giving any wisdom, any understanding of anything that they saw. It's either aliens that don't exist, oh, this is done by alien. Oh, they exist. No, they don't. And they refuse to give our people what they call this again, a credit. I have let me see, give me a second. Black man face on the moon.
Here are some pictures that match.
No, the NASA took the one. That's what I was doing a lot of research. I have it here. It's very far. It's very they removed it from the internet. It was on the NASA website. Somebody caught that. I think I had it somewhere. Let me see if I can take it. Yeah. So this image was taken from the moon. No, was it from the moon? No, from Mars. Nah, the moon. When the guy took it, and then it showed a picture of a black man with a device over his head, and something was in his ear, like some kind of listening device. And then I enhance this thing, and NASA actually took the picture down. That was like 2013, a long time ago. So that's what it was in the moon. And there are structures. They used to have good videos before the whole conspiracy scumbags, pop up. There used to be good videos on YouTube, man. So, I had this picture in there, and this one too. There you go. That's the original picture. Okay, there's a giant foot over there. If you can see this, I cannot enlarge this. Let me see if I can download this first. All right, this is the original picture that was taken from NASA. Oh, damn it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, is it recording? It's still recording. All right, good. Man, all this work would have been done. Okay, this is the original picture. Okay, on this is on the moon. All right, I believe. Was this on Mars or the moon? I believe it's on Mars. Yeah, that's on Mars. Okay, and that's look like a footprint. And then when we look closer, you can literally see there's a face of a black man here. Okay, I did enhance it. That's when I used to do heavy studies on alien and stuff. Then he keep bringing me back to our people been there. Okay, now if you look close, you can see the forehead here. Okay, you can see the eyebrow right there. You can see the eye, and you can see the nose right here. Okay, the nose right here. You can see the lip right here and the chin. Okay, you can see this listening. It's two things. It feel like it's like a giant afro, or it has a device and then got something listening in his head. There are multiple other things here. There are multiple other things that I could not make out. Okay, that was from NASA website. They found this on Mars. All right, so I enhanced it, and I got this thing in there, and I got this one. When we enhance it, and I got the picture that was on website, the NASA website. The only guy that was really good online with alien stuff, it was this dude. It was this guy over there. Let me see. His name was Undercover Alien. I don't know. Maybe they took this guy out. Okay. Undercover Alien YouTube channel. This dude used to be good, man. Undercover Alien. I think this guy was truly one of those CIA agent the stuff that this guy, he never bought any conspiracy. That was back in 2006, 2007. And then a lot of people come out, they are doing alien to, oh, this is an alien video. This guy channel was actually canceled because he was showing you real hish. You know, this guy, I never seen him before. He was good, man. You know, he never show you those little alien and stuff. He show you little structures. Okay. He, you know, people imitating him. This guy was really good. He's the one that started the whole ancient alien scumbag stuff going online. This guy was good, man. He never show his face. He never say any word. He just show you the pictures. You do your thing. You do your thing. You know, there was like, let me see if this video is still online. Giant structure found in the moon. Okay, let me see. Giant spaceship found in the moon. Not species. Okay, they've been, yeah, I believe that's, no, is it? There was like a one that they find a black woman in there. Those things were real. All right, anything that it has to do with us, they always like, oh, it's not real. They put a little alien looking dude in there and stuff. There used to be good stuff, man. That's when the internet wasn't saturated with scums making money, doing this stuff for money. It was pretty good back then, but now, you know, now it's just like a bunch of conspiracy theories. Like, that's Bill Gates over there sending the alien, the Anunnaki, the fallen and stuff. They used to have pictures with great image, man. It's not thing they are making up. It used to be good, but you know, people back then, you have to search, do research. I believe that guy had his own stuff, man. He was making good things, and then they were showing Norman Bergeron talking about the 15-foot giant tall alien. Those were good stuff. But the moment these things start to come back to us, they even got our own people going against us, saying, oh, they don't look like that. They look like, you know, gray. They are the gray. The grays are evil. The grays are evil. When you ask the masters, they told you those are nothing but demons from not like other dimensions. It's just little Luton. They can morph into anything. Remember, spirits don't have bodies. They can morph into anything, you know. So, but anyway, we don't listen to what Gentiles are saying. You know, we just leave this right here. Let's see another mysterious, okay, mysterious rocket crash on the moon baffles science. Another mysterious thing.
New tonight, floating lights off our coast. Had the phone in our newsroom ringing tonight. People calling in from Chula Vista to Encinitas to talk about those. We just got that video in before 10. We don't know what the lights are. We did talk to Camp Pendleton and NAS North Island. They both tell us that they don't know what they are either. We're working for you to get an answer. When we get one, we will pass it along.
Okay, all right then. Whatever, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, whatever. We'll let you know what they are. So, and again, when it comes to things like this, it's just people will say all sort of things to take the credit away from the mighty one and our people. Okay, don't assume all those people are dumb. They really don't know what those things are. They do know. Okay, but I don't create sensation, so I will not talk on those things. I don't create things I can't prove, like, oh, those are this or that. And our people know what they are, but and anyway, let me see if I can type something here. A lot of those stuff. Whoops. They are little spirit. Yeah, the aleatory spirit. Let me see if somebody wrote some stuff there. Okay. The aleatory by the order of the key. Somebody swagger Jack Solomon? Is that what that is? Yeah, so a lot of those things, when you study them, let me see if I can. Okay. The aleatory spirits. Okay. There's no image. Wow. Okay. So that's the pentacle for the aleatory spirits. Okay. See, they barely have an image because those people don't know what they are. When you read the book of Solomon and then they tell you the aleatory spirit, okay. Let me see if I can read it here. Okay. I believe the 47. There you go. The fourth 47. Yes, this one 47. All right, listen to this. The fourth pentacle of Mercury. This is further proper to acquire the understanding and knowledge of all things created, and to seek out and penetrate into hidden things, and to commend those spirits which are called aleatory to perform embassy. They obey very readily. Okay, they are the aleatory, they obey. That's what they are for. Remember, our boy Sensei communicate with one of them. Okay, so yeah, you know, that's what it is, man. So yeah, a lot of those things those people are seeing, they don't know what it is, and they're just like, hey, it's alien and stuff. Keep the glory away.
His silver Lexus sedan pretty much smashed up against that light pole there. It really gives you an idea of how massive this crash really was, including this massive perimeter here by the LAPD as it continues its investigation. Investigators saying the two-car crash happened just before 12:30 a.m. at the intersection of DeSoto and Van Owen here in Canoga Park. They say a black Dodge Ram 1500 pickup truck was traveling southbound on DeSoto, exceeding 80 miles an hour when it collided with a silver Lexus sedan that was traveling westbound on Van Owen. As a result of that crash, the Lexus hit a light pole and truck rolled over. The lone driver of the Lexus died at the scene, unfortunately. He's described as a 25 to 30-year-old man. Investigators say the driver of the black truck exited the vehicle and ran from the scene. Authorities are still looking for him this morning.
All praises, man. And yeah, a lot of things, 700 right here. A lot of things going on with the ley line, crazy stuff, man.
And for one man who worshiped there, the church represented more than just a building. For over 100 years, St. Louis Catholic Church has been a symbol of kindness and service for parishioners like Daryl Norton.
And they helped so many people over the years. I mean, like I said, for guidance, for...
Okay, again, you know, always put the Negro there, you know, St. Louis Catholic Church, put the Negro there, and then, you know, have him talk.
This assistance for food, I mean, you name it, they've done it.
Okay, assistant for food or anything like that, you know. It's always put the Negro that will stand there and talk about how great they are and stuff, okay? St. Louis Catholic Church closes after 103 years. We told you. You guys are going away and you destroy our people. This man is a destroyed man. He destroyed.
They always had open arms, never discriminate against anything. If you need help, they always been here to help.
Norton was one of the many people helped.
This is not, they're not supposed to do this thing. It's not their stuff. Everything, the way this fellow is, what he's wearing, it's excuse me, what he's wearing is not, none of those stuff are theirs. Those people stole everything. And they are doing this thing, and they are making our people worshiping another God before the Mighty One, and they are dying. And most of those people that are in there, well, you can see them too. They are broken people, and that's it for them. The church closed. Okay.
by the church. When he and his family became homeless, the church offered him a security job and a place to stay.
The church has saved my life. Without them, I probably wouldn't know what me and my family would do.
This is what those guys do. They created the problem and then they bring the solution. They stole your land, they stole everything that you have, and then they come back and say, come to me, let me give you a help. Here's a job, here's a place to stay, when they owe you the whole damn land.
That charity will soon be a memory. This Sunday's Mass was the last. A spokesperson for the Diocese of Kansas City St. Joseph said dwindling resources and changing demographics in the surrounding neighborhood were factors in the decision to close.
There you go. Okay. So those are your aunties, your uncle, your fathers. Those are our people. And I have no doubt those cannot be skinfolk. Those are actually kinfolk. Those are people that are in my family that don't listen. Okay. And then, when something happened to them and, they will want to do stuff. So they love worshiping, on another fellow. Listen, brothers, I'm not trying to be rude. It's something that is in our people to always worship the mighty one, and they will not listen to the spirit which is in them telling them, no, don't do this. They will listen to men because they need something to worship. The Gentiles really don't worship anything, not even their own father, Satan. To them, they are the best. They are better than Satan and God, because that's what they said. And you have those people over there, and this church is closed. Why?
That charity will soon be a memory. This Sunday's Mass was the last. A spokesperson for the Diocese of Kansas City St. Joseph said dwindling resources and changing...
Dwindling resources. Since when the Catholic Church were out of resources? Yeah, well, I guess there is no altar boy. The resources can't come. And dwindling demographics and what now?
Demographics in the surrounding neighborhood were factors in the decision to close.
Yeah, when they say demographic, there's no little boys there. There's not young boys in there. I mean, look at this. Look at this altar boy right there. Come on, this is not a kid, man. The hell you want this Pope to say, hey, Pope, the hell you want this dude to tell the Pope, hey, man, cut the check, man, send more money over there, We need this altar boy there. This dude is already done. This dude has been simple, resample, skewed, scratch over. This fellow is done. No more. There's none in him anymore. So just like, hey, the Pope can't send his, so the church dwindling resources. It's the Catholic Church. This is the Catholic Church. You're talking about dwindling resources. Now, again, I'm going to say this story while we are here. I went to see one of our beloved sisters in New Jersey. And I was over there for a couple of days. And the sister was driving me around to check certain things. And we were passing next to this big-ass church. And when I look at the church, there was so many people out there. So I'm like, oh, sis, what is this? There's a lot of people here and stuff. She said, no, none of them are going to this church. They're actually selling stuff in front of the church. She said, this church closed years ago. I'm like, why? What happened? She said, well, they didn't have no money. And the people that was in there, some Filipino pastor came in. It was a giant Methodist church. And he took all the stuff while I'm here. So let me not forget this. Okay. Let me put it this. Fort Lauderdale Church turned into a nightclub. Let's watch this, and then we will see if we can get this. The Fort Lauderdale turn into a nightclub and stuff. So that's what it is. Those churches, they are falling. That's why their people are coming here. They are seeking the light. And if you are just excuse me, out of the church, or you just came here, you're in the right spot.
The city St. Joseph said dwindling resources and changing demographics in the surrounding neighborhood were factors in the decision to close.
It's really devastating and caught a lot of people off guard.
After decades together, a lot of those people now have to find a new place to worship.
It's like I'm losing my family, but I know that no matter what happens, we'll always have each other's back.
That's
We're told remaining members can join nearby parishes such as St. Therese Little Flower, St. James, and St. Francis Xavier.
St. Francis, another St. Francis. Anyway, all right, so that's our beloved sister Sophia, spiritual light. So she was doing the daily prayer, which was today, and Psalm 51 and tarot reading and studying and stuff. So anyway, beloved, let's see if we can get the other video. Fort Lauderdale church turned into nightclub. There you go. There you go. There you go.
New for you this morning, there's a new entertainment hotspot in Fort Lauderdale, but it comes with a twist.
All the fun takes place in an old church. Alexis Frazier in the newsroom to explain. Alexis, I've been there. It's cool.
It is pretty cool. JC and Eric, this building is over 100 years old. When you're there, you can start off by dining at the Holly Blue and then confess your sins at the Angelus.
That's good. That's what it's supposed to be. All the brethren, listen, this is what a church truly is, spiritually speaking. That's what they were doing. This church is like a mile from my home, a mile or 2 miles over there, and this thing used to be, when you go, okay, watch the video.
An old Lutheran church has been transformed into a new dinner time and nightclub destination in Fort Lauderdale. Inside the Holly Blue, every room feels like you're in a different place. When you first walk in, to your left,
this is Marvin's room. It's another space in Holly Blue, which also has a bar. It's our interpretation of an old school hangout.
the dimly lit destination has vintage, chic walnut furniture that fills the room. Gold-plated butterflies accentuates the roof. The bar is stacked with a variety of bourbons, whiskeys, and of course, cocktails. Now onto the Grand Room, which is an indoor dining area that has salmon painted walls with curtains to match, bright and inviting details for a good dining experience. Adjacent to the Grand Room is the vibrant outdoor veranda with a full-service bar.
We wanted a contrast that complemented the exterior of the building.
Every piece has a purpose. It's decorated with furniture from Holiday, Florida. The veranda sits on top of the green space, which is where you want to be during happy hour. We went inside the kitchen. So we're in the kitchen with Chef Nikolai. What can you prepare for us today?
We're going to make the cavatelli ossobuco.
Ooh, let's check it out. It's made with veal, porcini mushrooms, oven roasted tomatoes, and ricotta salata. Ooh, I can't wait to try it. Gonna dive right into this. It'll cost you $34. Or you can come sit at the bar where they have over 40 different spirits. And today I'm getting to try
40 different spirits. But anyway, that's the inside. The angels, that's the nightclub. Yeah.
Right next door, the owners turned
there you
up, and the opportunity came up, and who couldn't resist?
Okay, David, the owner, who couldn't resist this?
Putting a nightclub in a 100-year-old church.
See, this is the fall of the religion, man. Everything falling, man. Yo, this thing used to be packed. People used to have great respect. Okay, and then again, brethren, this is a building. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. That people can go there and do whatever they want. This is a building, but it used to be a church. They turn it into a and it's not that clean, brothers. Don't be listening to those people. So this hey man, this is Fort Lauderdale. I'm here, man. I know what's going on over there.
called the Angelus.
Okay. They party there.
30-foot ceilings provide space for over 500 attendees. Inside, lasers and spotlights contribute to the atmosphere.
We wanted to create a dance floor for people to enjoy, a dance club, not necessarily a nightclub where you only have to buy bottles and there's only room for bottle service. So we wanted to have a place that's, for everybody.
There are 6 table sections on the lower level.
There you go. You got the thing. You got the thing. So yeah, man, everything is closing down. So all praises to the Most High, man. you know. That's the flood. That's in Turkey. All right. Massive flood in Turkey. Yeah, all over, all praises, man, all praises.
Live that a customer killed her and shot another worker, apparently upset over how they'd made his sandwich. Brittany Klein-Peter's been out in that neighborhood all day, where residents tell her enough is enough when it comes to people being killed over such trivial issues in our city.
Silly stuff.
This just ain't about this shooting. This is about losing our rights as a society. It's bigger than that. Don't we see it? Don't we see it?
Yeah, that's right. Put the emotion on you, go there and tell you about it.
Everybody wants to, you know, scare somebody with a gun. It's just, it's scary out here.
Hey,
the
man.
owners of a Subway restaurant in Southwest Atlanta.
Yo, the two-third don't play this hash, man. You put too much mayo in my stuff, I'm killing you. That's how we told our people, man. At this point right now, you need some form of protection. This dude should have seen a boiling pot. You know, this dude, the moment he came to you, whatever demon that he had on him should have fled. But we know our people are Christian. They went to church. You just watched the dude was talking. Hey, anyway, let's keep on moving.
Atlanta say they don't know if they'll keep their doors open after a customer allegedly shot 2 of their employees Sunday evening, upset because his sandwich had too much mayo on it.
Because of what happened tonight, me and my partners, we're actually reevaluating whether or not we're going to continue to do this in this neighborhood anyway.
And this neighborhood, so this is one of the things. Now you got these black men, so to speak, all right, in a neighborhood that I'm assuming is a black neighborhood. Hire black folks, give them job, and forgive me, I'm assuming the or 2/3 walk up in there, order a sandwich, and then they put too much mayo in his or her sandwich. And then that person just, you know, kill you for this. I will murder you. Now, this dude and family, he's gonna, because he's in the line, he's liable to get sued because of some 2/3. That is why certain of those people, they are not supposed to be in the midst of us. The 2/3, they have to go. I'm not quite sure who did this, but wherever that person is, they must go.
The owner says the worker killed Brittany Macon, who had just started working there a few weeks ago.
Okay.
A 24-year-old co-worker was also shot but survived and is in critical condition. Police say that worker's 5-year-old son was in the restaurant and witnessed the shooting.
Someone who failed to resolve a conflict by just walking away, having a conversation to just reorder a sandwich, decided to take actions into his hands.
Can kill you.
And now we have families who are devastated.
Atlanta police say they arrested a 36-year-old man within hours of the shooting.
Okay, 36-year-old man. They'll kill you, man, just for just like a sandwich, man, you know. So it's just like, hey, man, you know, you have to you know, you have to talk to yourself, man. Like, was it worth it? Now you're 36 years old, man. You murder somebody, and was it worth it over a sandwich, man? Was it worth it, man? It's just like, did the person pull a gun on you? I don't know what happened in there, but you know, man, come on.
Not far from the scene, thanks to a tip from someone in the community. They hadn't identified him yet, but the business owner says the gunman had come to the sandwich shop before without any issues. Community activists showed up outside the business this afternoon, grieving for the victims and begging for senseless gun violence like this to end.
When we killing each other like this, you know, that problem can easily be fixed, but it's going to take all of us.
In Atlanta, Brittany.
No, it doesn't. It cannot be fixed. And if it need to be fixed, it cannot take all of us, because all of us are not the same. And you got a bunch of people, and you must understand, they are empty vessels walking out. They're just like people, they're just like bodies walking around waiting for spirit to jump on them. That's why a lot of them, you cannot stay around him. I don't blame a lot of people that say, man, I ain't gonna stay in this neighborhood, man. I don't want a Negro. I don't want to come to work, a Negro coming over there. You know, you put too much mayo in the sandwich, kill you for that, man. You know, so it's ridiculous, man. This woman, of course, this woman had family. She could be a member of the family. The person watching this video, man, just over a damn sandwich, man. You just, you know, I killed you, you know. Or, you know, and when it comes to dealing with people, when it comes to customer service, you really don't know who you're dealing with. I don't know. Probably she says something to him. Probably there's an argument. Probably this and that, man. But over a freaking mayo, man. Come on, man. Or a sandwich mayo, man. So now the reason why, let me mute this. The reason why I bought this, in Japan, a real life phoenix rises from the ashes of extinction. The turkey, so the turkey bird, which they thought was extinct, it came back. That's why we told our people there's no such thing as extinct bird. Okay, they got like now after nearly 2 decades of work back on Senseless, some 480 turkey are once again soaring above saddles. So, you know, there's no such thing as an extinct bird. Like all those birds, all those animals that you don't see anymore, they are safely on the other side that the Gentiles can't go. Okay, they can't go there. All right. They can't go there. Let me see. The dodo bird.
According to Wikipedia, the dodo is an extinct flightless bird that was endemic to the island of Mauritius, which is east of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean.
Okay, the Mauritius island. Okay, so the so-called Dutch came in and hunted them to extinction. They just killed them. Okay, the dodo birds just killed them. So, and they are not extinct. Don't be surprised you see the dodo bird pop up. Okay, because they know that they studied this to the ley line. They know how many of them there are out there. The moment they feel like they're going to get extinct, a portal open, they traverse to it, and then they spent the time with all the dodo birds and stuff. So, you know, there are plenty other thing out there, you know, like animal like a T-Rex. Okay, they have the bones. Those are not actually how they look. Those are dragons. Okay, dinosaurs are actually, you know, real dragons. You know, they call them, oh, dinosaurs, they look like this and stuff. Those are actually dragons. The bones, some of the bones those people, like for instance, some of the bones that you see, dinosaur museum bones. There we go. So certain things like that are manipulated. They actually used and manipulated those figure, but they're actually dragons. Those dinosaurs, they are saying live millions of years old, millions of years ago. No, they were actual dragon. Why? The book of Og the Giant. Ah, no, well, not this one. The 100,000 giant wall.
These pictures should match.
Not wall, but wall. That's the book. The book of giants. Let's see. Yeah, those giants and stuff. It's not like they're extinct, man. It's just the most I don't make anything that is natural cannot be extinct. The most I, okay, the giant of Og in Israel. Yeah, King Og and 100 the giant wall part 2. Is that me? Who is this? I don't know who that is.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay, let me see. Dark Waters. I'm not quite sure if you know this brother, but I think, yeah. Okay, King Og, part 2. All right. I guess this dude. Okay, I'm not quite sure who it is. I'm not gonna play the video. They could strike me down. So yeah, King Og. I studied this book. Let me see. Okay, the video was uploaded in July 8, 2021. I think I have the 100,000 year war on my channel. Let me see if I can get the playlist. Then again, like I was saying, there is no such thing as an extinct animal, so to speak, because the Book of Lamech of King, the Book of King Og, is that what that is? Okay, the Lost Book, yeah, the Lost Book of King Og, study and commentary into chapter 1. Okay, size, and King Og did not. So that's why King Og was like, yo, why would you do this, man? Your wing, your dick was all good the way it was. Why'd you cut it halfway? What? All right, so I was pretty rash back then. I published this video in 2020. Yeah, you can go. I got the whole series is here, from chapter 1 to all the way. This one is 2 hours long. Put some fire on his penis and then, you know, perform a surgery. And then now, okay, Azaph, the temple priest for Baal of the moons. Azaph, with blackening eyes, who wore a great beast into battle, okay? Azaph wore a great beast. Now, you have a giant that is 20, 40 foot tall riding a beast. This beast is bigger. So those were the dragon. This is in the time of Moses, man. This is in the time where Moses were fighting those guys, okay? All right, Azaph, his name was a giant. I believe it was number 9. Azaph, the temple priest for Baal of the moon. Baal just means the Lord, okay? Azaph with blackening eyes, who wore the great beast into battle. Azaph, the priest, who was the creator of the driver and chaser. I don't know what that is. I searched driver and chaser. Apparently, Azaph was the one who invented driver and chaser. That's one of the 2 favorite weapon the giants use. Azaph who weave the bones of smaller cells. That's how they refer to human. The bone of smaller cells into his beard. Azaph who ate the unnatural creeping things that did not have fins or scales, and the beast that chewed the cud but did not have cloven hooves. Okay, they swagger jack our book here. Azaph eat pork and he eat all unnatural stuff. Azaph, now you know why the Most High don't want us to eat those things, because the giants does eat them. Azaph was a dark one, moves objects around him. Okay, they had magical powers. Okay, they were calling those energy dark ones. Okay, dark ones will move objects around here. Azaph was potions and spells protect the Rephaim and the field of battle. Azaph army was 1,000 giants. So Azaph was one of those king. He came with 1,000 giants. They have like 100 giants that came with thousands of thousands, and they had the 100,000 giant war. Nimrod pretty much killed all of them, except for Ag. Ag escaped, and then Moses killed him. So yeah, those things, those birds, those animals, they are not extinct. You know, those giant beasts this fellow drove war upon. And then if you read the book, and then he said that, I believe, Enoch who cut himself and shaved the front of his head. Enoch who stood, the sons of Enoch stood between Og and Nimrod, and was then cut down by the circumcised. Nimrod killed Enoch. The sons of Enoch who wounded Nimrod's genitals. So Enoch was the one who cut half of Nimrod wing for a second time. Nimrod like to fight naked. But anyway, this book is weird, man. You know, weird. But anyway, let's keep on moving, man. They find those extinct bird. All right. Oops.
Of killing her sister and dumping her body in April. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor is live with the shocking new information tonight. Brooke?
Tom, the body was found right here on the end of this dirt road here back in April. Houston police say the body dumped and set on fire. Now we're learning A woman is accused of doing this to her own sister.
Yep.
Let's take you to a previous mugshot of Carmen White
go.
here, now wanted for capital murder. Court records reveal police got surveillance footage from the warehouse showing a gray Chevrolet stopping at the end of the roadway on Cherry Street for...
She killed her own sister, man. And that's why we always tell the people, like, you know, if you are this woman, for instance, like a woman like that, you know, she will quickly come to the nation. Okay, she would quickly come to the nation and then lie to us and say, "Oh well, you know, I want to change my life. I never did anything wrong though. I just want you guys to pray for me. I'm dealing with a couple of stuff. Can you run the background? And then when we run the background, find out that you were a murderer. You murder your own sister, which you should tell us in the beginning, say, man, it was an accident. I freaked out, just like Negroes making fun." You know, profile me because I make a video about Moses using magic. And you guys go right over there and make fun of me and all that. And then all of a sudden you find out like the channel got 1.5 million views, 1.5 million subscribers. Then you didn't come, you didn't even say, man, mea culpa, brother, I'm wrong. I have done certain things against the Mighty One. I'm so sorry. And I confess, I repent, I do this, let's talk. No, you act like everything was fine. Hey, here's my number, hit me up. Like, you know, I'm some kind of dude, like, you know, you used to hang out, you know, we both go to saloon and where cowboys at. This is not what that is, okay? So you will have those people, they'll murder their own family. And jealousy, you know, sister probably was like, I don't know, how the favorite of the family, prettier, something happened, she killed her, and then she run to the nation. Those are certain people that come back, do effed up things, and then they don't say anything, they don't confess anything, then they run to the Big Levi, they pray for me and stuff like that. Yo, nah, nigga, you are dealing with this Haitian, go deal with them. Go deal with it and then come back, let us know what it is. Okay, that's what it is. They some of those people, man, they gotta go.
Police got surveillance footage from the warehouse showing a gray Chevrolet stopping at the end of the roadway on Cherry Street for about 5 minutes before driving off. The body, identified as Cynthia Cervantes. Court records show that her sister, Carmen White, bought a car the month before she was killed, matching that same description as what was seen on the surveillance footage. A family friend telling police that White was acting paranoid and nervous and started becoming insistent on trading in that car. Now, according to records, the family friend also told police that White killed her sister out of retaliation. In February, White was charged with making a terroristic threat to a family member and also a drug-related charge. Family friend told police that White was angry and killed her sister to get back at her for calling police. White also has warrants out for her arrest, not appearing in court for those charges.
And then there you go. There you go. You got somebody like that in your family, and then a lot of our people in this family are enabler. Okay, they enable a person like this. And I always tell our people, you see, there are certain people in my family, they get in out of jail, always get in trouble. I cut them off. And I let them know. And I let them know, hey man, if you Negro, if you ever come anywhere near my family, I will take you on a ride. I'm dead serious. I tell them straight up, because they have demons. Some of those people have spirit on them. There's nothing you can do for them, because that's what they are. You cannot save them. Probably the little sister in the family tried to help her. And we told our people that, well, I don't want to give up on my daughter. I don't want to give up on this. Then they will kill you, just like the other women that her own mother stabbed her in her heart. Okay, so those people have heavy stuff on them, man. I'm not talking about people that deal with certain minor things. Nah, I'm talking about people that have lust for blood and kill people. They have heavy things on them.
A lot of shocking allegations. Coming up later tonight at 10 o'clock, we dig deeper into the court records, plus how police say that White actually involved her 13-year-old son. Live in North Houston, I'm Brooke Taylor, ABC.
Oh, boy.
For 30 years, but his service came to an end Friday when police say he was shot along the Gulf Freeway. Surveillance video released today could help police find his killer. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner with more on the investigation now and how he's being remembered tonight. Rochelle?
Damn.
Sion, I spoke to Pastor Ronald Mouton's family.
They were heartbroken and not ready to talk to us on camera, but those who knew him say he was a man of faith, a hard worker, and was a staple in this community. Tonight, his family and friends are praying for justice. In this day and age, East Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, pastors from all over the Houston area, family and friends mourning the loss of Reverend Dr. Ronald K. Mouton Sr.
A wonderful pastor, a true man of God that lived and practiced what he preached.
Apparently not. So this fellow, he got into an argument and a road rage. We told you the ley line is making people crazy out there. You know, somebody cut you off and you just smile. You say, hey man, all praises to the Most High, demon. Go where you belong. You keep driving. You know, hey, you get into an argument with this dude. You say something about Jesus and that dude is all about that life. And that's it, man.
8-year-old taken too soon. He was shot and killed during a possible road rage incident on the Gulf Freeway at Gould Street Friday afternoon. This surveillance video from Push and Win Injury Lawyers shows what happened before Pastor Mouton crashed. Police say the suspected shooter was driving a black sedan. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has known the beloved pastor for many years and says he was a man of love and service and had a generous spirit.
This was just an innocent.
So there you go, man. I mean, this is what it is. A lot of skin folk out there, they'll sell your ass, man. And then now they are getting what they deserve. Like people would say, hey man, why this have to happen to this black man got killed and stuff? Well, he was a pastor who sold out our people with a representative Sheila Jackson Lee. I don't do too well politics. Is she a good person? Is she really good to our people? Is she speak and do stuff for our people? I'm not quite sure. I think I see her and beloved sister Lisa Gabriel, but I'm not quite sure she did good for the people. Anyway.
Man traveling on a road near his church where he works all the time. He loves ministry, and he was just doing the work of a pastor.
Pastor Lionel Flanagan with East Houston Trinity Walk of Faith Ministry says Pastor Mouton was a true friend.
He allowed me to do things that he didn't do for no other. He gave me a chance.
Okay, so those are your uncle, your father, your husband, your brother, your cousin, and your friend. Those are family members. You told them, hey man, y'all Negroes need to stop this nonsense, man. Come back to the Most High, man. Stop worshiping and whoring yourself and suppressing the people's gift. But anyway.
To do what I'm doing now.
The husband, father, grandfather, friend, pastor, and servant is greatly missed.
He was always eager to be doing more.
Wait, this dude. Hang on. Official statement on behalf of Pastor William. This dude name was William Anthony Jordan. I thought they say his name was. All right, let me see. Excuse me. On the behalf of Pastor Anthony William Jordan and the Fellowship Church of Texas, we extend our prayers and heartfelt condolences of the family of Pastor Ronald K. Mouton and East Bethel Baptist Church during this difficult time. Okay, his name was Ronald, and the fellow here on the behalf of William, okay, Michael and stuff. You know, Mouton means sheep, you know? How do you say sheep in French?
In French, that's brebis in its feminine form and mouton in its masculine form.
Okay, a mouton.
Mouton
is the male sheep, but a female sheep is brebis.
Brebis.
So
mouton.
So the lamb, sacrificial lamb here, Pastor Sheep right here. This guy is a sheep, acting like a wolf, but hey, that's what happened. I'm not making this up. You know, this is what it is. You know?
Grandfather, friend, pastor, and servant is greatly missed.
He was always eager to be doing more.
I won't miss my friend, but I know he's in heaven.
That's
and Pastor Mouton.
That's a good slide whistle right here. Your friend is in heaven? No, sir. Let me tell you where your friend is. Pluto. What? No.
Listings for Moto
Pluto.
around Fort Lauderdale. Here they are.
No, damn it. No, wait, Pluto. Yes. There you go. You know, Pluto is an actual planet. Planet hell. Pluto is actually a planet, man. Oh, Pluto is not a planet now. Pluto is a planet. Planet hell. And it's almost there. Pluto almost there? Let me see. Let me see where Pluto is. Pluto is still in Pisces. Is that what that is? Yeah, Pluto is still in Capricorn. All right. Pluto in Capricorn, and then it's going to enter the age of Aquarius, which is the age we are now. Once he does that, which is gonna be in let me see when it's gonna be somewhere around 2023. Is that what that is? Whoop, no, that's backward. Move forward. Move faster. Okay, Pluto already there. Oh, 2027. It's too much. Too much. Let's go back. To 2020. Oops. This thing moves really, really fast. Oops. No. Oh, no. Man, this thing moves so fast. There you go. There you go. So, see, Pluto gonna enter somewhere in 2023. Somewhere a year from now, Pluto's gonna enter. 2024, 2025. It's in Aquarius. It's moving. It's gonna stay there for 200 and I believe 270 something years. Pluto gonna be still there. Let me see. It moves that really fast. Okay, Pluto gonna be still there in Aquarius and still 2040. All right. Okay. Yeah, so your friend is in Pluto right now. He's a Plutonian now, sir. He's not in heaven.
Bond. Now we're hearing from Brister's husband. As Fox 5's Caitlin Pratt reports, he says his wife was suffering from depression.
What's going through my head is it's so much, it's just so much.
How do you process the unthinkable? Ricky Brister said.
Listen, let me go ahead. I'm gonna let the whole thing play, and then I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on here. Well, at least what my vain heart is telling me. Oh boy, this video will not gonna be released today. Well, at least.
And then this Paulding County mother charged with murdering 3 of her own children. Another story that's got a lot of folks just really heartbroken here. Investigators say Darlene Brister tried to stab her children, then set her house on fire. Just minutes ago, she faced a judge for the first time. The judge denied bond. Now we're hearing from Brister's husband. As Fox 5's Caitlin Pratt reports, he says his wife was suffering from depression.
Okay. Suffering from depression.
What's going through my head is.
Okay, look at the brother, okay?
It's so much, it's just so much.
How do you process the unthinkable? Ricky Brister set to bury his 3 youngest children as his wife sits in jail, accused in their killings.
She was hurt. She lost it.
Paulding County investigators received a call about a fire at Brister's home on Wynwood Drive late Friday. When crews arrived, they found a 9-month-old and 3-year-old dead. Medics rushed their 5, 9, and 11-year-olds to the hospital. The 5-year-old didn't survive. The 2 eldest, 14 and 16, were not hurt. Their mother, Darlene Brister, say police was trying to stab all 7 kids as the flames spread. Brister says his wife was battling depression. He's focusing on moving past the horror and on the health of his 4 surviving children while trying to help find them a new home.
I'm a Christian man and I do have Christian values.
There you go. Need I need to say more? Need I need to say more? Do I need to say more? And you listen, we're going to play this 2 times and you're going to see what's happening here.
My message is a message of compassion for everybody. There's nothing else that's going to help us get past this.
Caitlin Pratt, Fox 5 News.
Let me play this again. So you people understand when we talk to our people, they don't want to listen. I ain't going to listen to you.
And then this Paulding County mother charged with murdering 3 of her own children. Another story that's got a lot of folks just really hard.
Now look at this woman, brethren, okay? Again, at this point, we are student, and as student, we study. You should, by now, if you've been praying, fasting with us, you should be able to read people through their faces. You should be able to read people through their eyes. There are certain looks somebody have in their eyes. You already know that person is either possessed or that person is out of their mind or their body. When they say, oh, she was suffering from depression, that's not what that is. People don't suffer from depression and then start murdering people. This woman was possessed. You see, when you stay in the Christian church for too long, especially by now, you will have spirits on you. I'm a Christian man and stuff. You can see the dude is distraught and shaking because demons are persecuting those guys. Demons are being persecuting those people, man. Okay? There are certain things you can see in their eyes and their expression.
Here.
Okay?
Investigators say Darlene Brister tried to stab her children, then set her house on fire. Just minutes ago, she faced a judge for the first time. The judge denied bond. Now we're hearing from Brister's husband. As Fox 5's Caitlin Pratt reports, he says his wife was suffering from depression.
What's coming through my head is,
all right, look at the dude.
It's so much, so much.
Look at his eyes, man. Look at the dude's eyes. All right. Some of the people you can see, that's why we told our people, if you have a Christian family, a Christian whatever, especially a Christian. So listen, a 2/3 is like a born demon. A 2/3 is like a 2/3 that a gang 2/3 is more likely. You have 10 times, excuse me, you have 10 times better chance to bring a gang 2/3 to the Most High than a freaking Christian 2/3. You see, a gang 2/3 that never been to church or anything like that, he don't know any better. He going out there do stuff, but once he find out that the church, he find out about the truth that he's a better person, he is wants to ruling the world, most of them going to adjust their life and trying to do something better. But the Christian already believe they're superior than you. They already believe white Jesus, Cesare Borgia, going to shave them. Okay, I'm a Christian man. I got Christian value, and then this is what your Christian value did to your family, man. You know, so that's what it is, man. All right, let's play. You know what? We already played this. Let's play at the end right here.
Darlene Brister say police was trying to stab all 7 kids as the flames spread. Brister says his wife was battling depression. He's focusing on moving past the horror and on the health of his 4 surviving children while trying to help find them a new home.
I'm a Christian man and I do have Christian values. My message is a message of compassion for everybody.
Okay, that's what they taught him in the church. That's what that pastor that died in that road rage taught him this: destroy all people. Okay, that's what it is, man. Let's keep on moving, man. You know,
where a news conference just wrapped up. Mark.
Well, Christina, San Jose Police Chief Anthony Mata said his officers had no choice but to shoot the suspect, who came bursting out of a shed carrying a handgun. And he also released some new details in this crime spree that spanned from San Jose all the way to Modesto. This video provided by the San Jose Police Department shows the suspect, Raymond Calderon, running out of a shed in which he was hiding, carrying what turned out to be a stolen gun. It was shortly after this video was taken that Calderon pointed that weapon at tactical officers who had been involved in a standoff with him overnight.
At approximately 7:22 a.m., the suspect ran out of the shed and raced toward the perimeter officers.
And Chief Mata says that's when officers first saw the gun in Calderon's right hand.
Calderon ran towards officers surrounding the house and raised and pointed the gun at Special Operations officer. Two officers fired their weapons at the suspect, striking him twice.
This entire situation began Tuesday afternoon when police received their first 911 call from the mother of two of Calderon's children. Calderon had the kids, ages 6 and 7, in his truck with him and his own grandmother. Police say Calderon had the three stay in his truck when he allegedly first killed a man whom police say he knew on Mount Shasta Drive in East San Jose. Police say he then traveled to Modesto, where he killed the mother of another of his children, 29-year-old Michelle Gonzalez.
Michelle Gonzalez. Oh, you know who's in the midst, man. We know who's standing up, man. You know, this dude, Brethren, listen, man. Right now, I understand that a lot of you walk with people, you walk around them, you stay with them. Look at them, man. Feel them. Pay attention when they say something. For instance, I'm going to effing kill you. I'm going to kill you one day. I'm gonna kill you one day, H. If you say this again, one day I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna kill you. If you're a woman, never, anybody out there, never ever take a threat lightly. Man, he's drunk. She's drunk. She's my sister. We fight all the time. She ain't gonna kill me. Remember that woman we just have to do the video on her, profile her? She killed her own sister. When a person say, I'm going to kill you one day, that's not the person. It's the demon that is in them. I had a fellow threaten me. Well, I'm not going to tell this story, but let's say, let's watch the video. You know what? Let's watch the video.
Calderon was then chased by CHP as he returned to San Jose, forcing his children and his grandmother out of his truck in Gilroy.
Calderon's grandmother had two black eyes and stated that she was pistol whipped by Calderon.
Mata says Calderon then tried to break into several houses near Round Table and Bendorf Drive in South San Jose before finally holing up in an unlocked shed.
Suspect Calderon senselessly killed two people, and when finally confronted by the San Jose Police Department in a highly populated neighborhood, he opened fire on them as a last-ditch effort to escape.
San Jose Mayor Sam unlocked shed.
Again, certain people, certain stuff. Anytime you met anyone, and I understand a lot of women, they like men like this. They like men with characteristic like him. You know, you take this, let me see, 1, 209. You take this young lady right here, okay? They are in love with bad boys. When men do things like this fellow, you know, and they love bad boys. So they are into men like that. And it's the same thing we go with our tutor, and then, you know, in our community. It's something, oh, he's so bad, he do this, he do that. You know, he got a record. It's sexy to them. And I'm dealing with a lot of fellow around my neighborhood that we came into age. You know, they are seeing certain people have family and they are stable. They I don't know, got jobs and stuff, but them, they don't got jobs and not, well, they do got jobs, so to speak, but they never see a penny out of this paycheck. And they realize they marry a female like this dude. They have the same attitude, the same characteristic, the gang life. I'm a bad ish. I can do whatever I want. And then, when you are a husband, or so to speak, a boyfriend, you're in the house with a wife and a girlfriend, you need help. And this woman she's not into this. I'm not into getting help and help you pay the bills, help you do this. Nah, the same thing go for the man. There are certain traits, certain characteristics, certain things you can see right in those people when you look at their eyes. Not their skin, though. You look at their soul first. You look at indication, and you're like, this fellow is not for me. Or this woman is not for me. Certain women, when they are talking, the way they are talking, if you see, I always tell my homies, if you see you like a woman, she always on her phone. Like every single time you're seeing her, you're on your phone, if she's on her phone, she cannot be a good woman. You may or may not hear the conversation. Anytime you're courting a woman, she's always on her phone. And the conversation is always about people or celebrities and stuff. I can guarantee you she's not a good woman. Same thing go for you women out there. You're dating this man always on his phone, talking about people or watching certain videos that don't make any sense. And this dude, he went over there, killed 2 people, killed the mother of his children, killed this dude. Probably there was something going on. And then beat his grandmother, black eye, pistol whip the children and the grandmother, man. Well, of course, that's the last name is Calderon. But anyway, so, this is crazy, man. Let's keep on moving, man. Crazy. How long we are into this thing? Oh, boy, that's going to be a 3-hour video. Oh, good grief. Okay, this is in London, okay? Oh, no, not London. I mean, UK.
It'll be Gin Hill as far as I'm aware.
Over there in UK, those guys don't carry guns because, the law over there. Okay, the house explode over there in the UK, yeah? All right. Several other houses being damaged, all right? Excuse me.
Of Ecuador's capital, Quito, a city of 2 million, now virtually at a standstill as violent clashes between protesters, police, and soldiers continue into their second week. Today, demonstrators have set fire to tires, creating a haze in the midst of the chaos.
There you go.
Thousands of protesters supporting indigenous groups are demanding gasoline prices be cut by 45 cents to $2.10 a gallon. Similar price controls on food products and a larger budget for education.
Y hay que decir también a las autoridades del Cantón Quito.
Yeah, so this is in Ecuador. So violent clashes continue in Ecuador over rising food and gas prices. It's worldwide. They have enough of those people. Hish, man. Like, yo, you guys make the prices, well, actually when things are among them, when our people are down, nobody say anything. But now, and those people are like, hey, man, y'all like Negroes up, food is expensive, gas prices and hish, man, put that hish down. The so-called elite worldwide in trouble,
When new at noon, a judge has approved a settlement.
Now, for those of you who know exactly what's going on here, you do know what happened last year, June 24th, in Surfside, Miami, so to speak. Listen, we did warn you, we did told you this was going to happen. Watch.
Of more than $1 billion for victims of the condo collapse in Surfside.
This comes after the local tenant first learned a security company will pay most of that settlement. Local 10 News reporter Syra Honor live in Surfside to explain all of this. Syra?
Gio and Denise, well over 100 attorneys have been working on this lawsuit for the past year. It was finally finalized this morning by a judge, that $1 billion settlement coming out one day before the 1-year mark of this tragedy.
The building was fragile, but I don't think it would have collapsed that night without some help. It's the most difficult, most complicated case that I've worked on ever.
Harley Tropin and Rachel First.
Just the magnitude of the tragedy.
They led 134 lawyers who secured the $1 billion settlement.
That this settlement far exceeds the threshold of fair, reasonable, and adequate,
It is extraordinary, both in terms of the amount that has been recovered for the benefit of these victims and the time in which it has been recovered, which in and of itself is a very important factor.
While there's money, so far no admission from around 40 entities accused of playing a role in Champlain Towers South's catastrophic collapse. More than half of that settlement comes from one company, the building security contractor Securitas.
They gotta get out of there. What collapsed? I don't know.
That's the guard.
They have, beloved brothers and sisters, they blame the entire thing on this sister. The Gentiles literally blame the entire $1 billion, the entire mess fiasco on this sister because she was the only survivor. She was the sole survivor of all of this. They put all of this on her. We told you they were going to do this.
Guard on duty that morning.
They
last
blame
June.
her.
She called 911 10 minutes before the collapse, tried to save lives, but never activated the building-wide in-unit voice alarm.
We claimed that she wasn't trained to press the button, which if she did, there would have been an ear-splitting shriek in your condo and you would have immediately left. And so some people's lives might have been saved.
They blame her. They say it's your fault. Everybody in this building died. It's your fault. You should have pushed the button and then let everyone out. You know what would happen if the sister, I mean, come on, man. I have a security school. I know all those things. You know what would happen? If this sister did hear the thing, she didn't even know the building was going to collapse. No one knows. She's not an engineer or anything like that. Even if she did this, and then everybody, when she pressed the button or whatever, the fire, people would have run and got out, and then the building didn't crash, they would have sued her, they would have fired her. She would have said, well, I thought the building was going to fall. They would say, are you on crack? Are you on drugs? How the building that we white folks build is going to collapse? You will have those doctors, those lawyers that perish in this will have sue. I was in my sleep. I was sleeping well. I was this, I was that. This woman, and they would have sued her. They would have fired her. They would have just like the same thing that they did. They blame $1 billion, her company, okay? And she is liable for civil lawsuit. And then they like, it's your fault. You didn't do your job. You were supposed to save us. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Now people gonna sit there and then saying like those people deserve a second chance. Come on, man.
Her big payout comes from those involved in building the condo next door. Developers, engineers, and crews whose work is accused of destabilizing Champlain Towers.
Okay, so you see how in less than a year, brethren, those people receive $1 billion settlement. People for over 400 or 500 years, they never receive a penny. And then you're gonna sit there and say, big levi, well, and in the kingdom, and we need to share his with them. Get out of here.
Tomorrow marks 1 year to the day of the deadly collapse. The town of Surfside preparing for 2 remembrance events. The first at 1 a.m. exclusively for family members of victims.
All right, I don't need to watch this. All right, then.
This just in, we have learned that the multi-million-dollar project to expand Brightline to Disney Springs has been canceled. Representatives with Disney confirming that news to multiple news outlets. The train will now travel directly from International Drive to Tampa. A spokesperson released a statement saying the new route configuration does not support a Disney Springs station, and as a result, we, Disney, don't anticipate being part of the project. It goes on to say that it will continue to follow the latest, and we will do that for you as well here at WPTV News Channel 5, on air and on our WPTV News app.
Brightline and the Mist. They were so pumped about Brightline going to go to Disney World and then go back. Now they have canceled it. This is the work of the Most High. All praises. And beloved, I'm closing with this.
Emergency vehicles respond to a grim scene where 46 people were found dead in an abandoned lorry on the outskirts of San Antonio, Texas. 16 more, including 4 children, are in hospital. The mayor.
I'm not gonna go any further because YouTube and all that. 46 4 plus 6, you know what to do. And 16 angel 1 plus 6, you know what to do. Give the Most High great praise and glory, beloved. Boy, I won't have time to. It will be available tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So that's what it is, beloved. You see a lot of death. The world is upside down. A lot of things going on. Certain things I choose not to speak about them because it really, at this point right now, as you may know, today I'm fasting because you know, humbleness and stuff like that. I really don't want to watch or talk about certain things. You might see in the beginning of the video my energy was a little bit low because I'm dealing with certain things that I don't want to go ahead and then involve with certain stuff and then watch certain videos and trying to prove to people things. Now at this point right now, I'm done proving anything to anyone. I know who's watching, how many is watching. It is my job now to focus and do this job. Okay, I will see you whenever the mighty one says so. Okay, fast, pray, repent, repeat, and may the king reign forever.